Northlands Media PR and Marketing Limited presents the Global IP Matrix Magazine Issue 20. Front cover text. Harnessing Renewables, a comparative analysis of the UK and Nordic countries. The Personality Rights Paradox, navigating India's legal blind spots in the age of AI. Copyright in the age of social media influencers, navigating content creation, sharing, and infringement. The unitary Eurasian trademark, advantages of creating a new registration system. Geographical indication applications finally off the mark in St. Lucia. An in-depth interview with Kristen Cooklin, expert insights from Recordati's head IP counsel. Headline text. Risk and cost optimization in post-grant patent renewals in Europe, strategies for managing unitary patents and national validations. Marek Bury, MEng. PhD, Managing Partner at Bury & Bury, Poland. Front cover strip advertisement. Pat World. Patent intelligence platform and research services. www.patworld.com, mail at patworld.com, telephone, +44 01633 816 601.
Page 2. Inside front cover advertisement. Women's IP World 2025. Join the 6th annual edition of Women's IP World. Profiles, accolades, experience, articles, ranking, achievements. Inquire now to be a part of the IP industry's leading annual publication, celebrating the remarkable contributions and successes of women in the field of IP law, and innovation. Contact us to join now. Call +44 0203 818 0457. Email us at info@womensipworld.com. Website www.womensipworld.com.
Page 3. Editor's note and Northlands Media publisher credentials. Dear readers, welcome to another insightful issue of the Global IP Matrix, where we continue to bring you thought-provoking articles and expert commentary on the ever-evolving world of intellectual property. In this edition, we are thrilled to showcase a diverse range of topics, highlighting the intricate nuances of IP law across different regions and industries. Our headline feature, Risk and Cost Optimization in Post-Grant Patent Renewals in Europe, Strategies for Managing Unitary Patents and National Validations, is authored by Marek Bury, Managing Partner and European Patent Attorney at Bury & Bury in Poland. Marek's article delves into the complexities of maintaining European patents post-grant, focusing on the strategic management of unitary patents and national validations. His analysis offers a roadmap for optimizing patent renewals, a topic of crucial importance for companies looking to secure their intellectual assets across multiple jurisdictions. The article is a must-read for IP professionals navigating the intricacies of European patent law. Moving from Europe to Latin America, we are excited to present Chile New Policies to Regulate Artificial Intelligence and Intellectual Property Challenges by Agustina Davis Komlos and Javiera Badilla, partners at Badilla Ltda in Chile. The authors explore Chile's forward-thinking approach to regulating AI within the framework of intellectual property law. As AI continues to disrupt traditional IP paradigms, this article provides critical insights into how Chile is preparing to address the challenges posed by generative AI technologies while ensuring the protection of human intellectual creations. In another engaging piece, Getting Both, Traditional Experience with a Disruptive Vision, Vioni Romo de Vivo Gutierrez and Fernando Becerril of Romo and Becerril IP Atelier SC. In Mexico offer a unique perspective on Mexico's dual approach to intellectual property. The article traces the evolution of IP in Mexico from its protectionist roots to its current status as a global player in innovation. Romo and Becerril, newcomers to the Global IP Matrix bring a fresh yet seasoned perspective to IP law, making their firm a significant addition to our magazine's roster of industry thought leaders. Shifting our focus to the digital world, Michelle S. Katz, founding partner at Advitum IP LLC in the USA, tackles the pressing issues surrounding copyright in the age of social media influencers. In her article, Copyright in the Age of Social Media Influencers, Navigating Content Creation, sharing, and infringement, Michelle offers practical advice that equips influencers and brands with the knowledge they need. Her analysis of copyright challenges in content creation is particularly timely as the lines between personal expression and legal responsibility continue to blur on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. These articles, each rich with expert knowledge and strategic insights, reflect the diverse and intriguing challenges and opportunities within the global IP landscape. Whether you're an IP veteran or a newcomer to the field, you'll find valuable information and perspectives that can help you stay ahead in this dynamic industry. Read inside for more content from industry thought leaders, including groundbreaking developments in IP law, interviews with leading IP professionals, and in-depth analyses of emerging trends. The Global IP Matrix remains your steadfast and reliable go-to source for all things IP, keeping you informed, supported, and empowered in your professional journey. The Global IP Matrix magazine is published by Northons Media PR and Marketing Limited. Carlos Northon, CEO and founder. Carlos at northonsprmarketing.com. Elvin Hassan, editor. Elvin at womensIPworldannual.com. Craig Barber, head of design. Craig at northonsprmarketing.com. Dhruva Dakani, head of marketing and creative design. Dhruva at northonsprmarketing.com. Javiera Houdani, reporter. Javiera at northonsprmarketing.com. Page 4. Editorial Board of Directors. Malden Vukma, Vukma Attorneys, Croatia. Keisha Fleming Lake, Managing Partner at Cerveri Monsuarez, Anguilla. Laura Collada, Managing Partner, Dumont, Mexico. Max Montero, Partner, Johansson and Langlois, Chile. Ray Zhao, Senior Partner at Unitary Attorneys at Law, China. Sarah Norka Anku, Managing Partner, S.N., Anku IP Law Firm, Ghana. Page 5. Contents page. Page 9. Risk and Cost Optimization in Post-Grant Patent Renewals in Europe, Strategies for Managing Unitary Patents and National Validations. Marek Bury M.Eng, Ph.D., M.A., Law, Managing Partner, European Patent Attorney and Polish Patent Attorney at Bury & Bury, Poland. Page 13. Harnessing Renewables, a Comparative Analysis of the UK and Nordic Countries. Joel Knight, Senior Patent Analyst at Patworld Ltd, UK. Page 21. Some Aspects of IP Protection in the Eurasian Region. Dr. Alexei Vaknin, Partner and Managing Director of Vaknina and Partners, Russia. Page 27. The Personality Rights Paradox, Navigating India's Legal Blind Spots in the Age of AI. Dr. Shweta Singh, Founder and CEO, Ennoble IP, India. Page 30. Chile, New Policies to Regulate Artificial Intelligence and Intellectual Property Challenges. Agustina Davis Komlos, Partner, and Javiera Badilla, Partner at Badilla Davis, Ltda, Chile. Page 33. Copyright in the Age of Social Media Influencers, Navigating Content Creation, Sharing, and Infringement. Michelle S. Katz, Founding Partner at Advitum IP LLC, USA. Page 35. A Personal Experience in Managing the Copyright Application Process. Javiera Houdani, Reporter at Northons Media PR and Marketing Limited, UK. Page 39. The Unitary Eurasian Trademark, Advantages of Creating a New Registration System. Dr. Grigory Ivliev, President of the Eurasian Patent Office, EAPO, and Ms. Olga Tereshenko, Vice Rector at the Russian State Academy of IP. Page 43. Absence of presence does not impede protection. Vladimir Biryulin, Partner at Gorodisky and Partners, Russia. Page 45. Anguilla Jurisdictional Update and the Impact of AI on the IP Practice. Keisha Fleming Lake, Managing Partner at Cerveri Monsuarez, Anguilla. Page 50. Getting Both, Traditional Experience with a Disruptive Vision. Vioni Romo de Vivo Gutierrez, Managing Partner, and Fernando Becerril, Senior Partner at Romo and Becerril IP Atelier, SC, Mexico. Page 52. Geographical indication applications finally off the mark in St. Lucia. Natalie E. Glitzenhorn-Augustine, legal practitioner at Glitz Law, St. Lucia. Page 55. The impact of recent legislative changes on IP law in Italy. Gioda Modafari, lawyer Modafari Fortunata Gioda, legal counsel and member of supervisory body at Zte Italia, Italy. Page 58. An in-depth interview with Kristen Kuklin, expert insights from Recordati's head IP counsel. Javiera Houdani, Northern S Media PR and Marketing Limited, sits down with Kristen Kuklin, head IP counsel, at Recordati, Switzerland, to gain insights into the transition from an external legal practice to an in-house role, highlighting the unique opportunities and responsibilities it entails. Page 60. An overview of the Personal Data Protection Act of Sri Lanka. Anomi Wanigasekara, partner, and Sabira Sharif, senior associate at Julius & Creasy, Sri Lanka. Page 63. AIPPI, join us in celebrating our 60 years of history. Luis Enriquez, President of AIPPI 2023 to 2025. Page 67. The 2024 AIPPI World Congress, From Changing the World of IP to Finding Your New Business Partner. AIPPI team members. Page 69. Coffee with Daniela Bopp and Elena Backhaus of the IP Service World Conference. Elvin Hassan, editor of the Global IP Matrix magazine, sits with the key organizers of Europe's largest IP event. Page 6. Contributors of the Global IP Matrix magazine issue 20. Dr. Grigory Ivliev, President of the Eurasian Patent Office, EAPO. Joel Knight, Senior Patent Analyst at Patworld Ltd, UK. Dr. Shweta Singh, Founder and CEO, Ennoble IP, India. Anomi Wanigasekara, Partner at Julius & Creasy, Sri Lanka. Javiera Houdani, Reporter at Northern's Media PR and Marketing Limited, UK. Luis Enriquez, President of AIPPI 2023 to 2025. Fernando Becerril, Senior Partner at Romo and Becerril IP Atelier, SC, Mexico. Keisha Fleming Lake, Managing Partner at Cerveri Monsuarez, Anguilla. Dr. Alexei Vaknin, Partner and Managing Director of Vaknina and Partners, Russia. Vioni Romo de Vivo Gutierrez, Managing Partner at Romo and Becerril IP Atelier, SC, Mexico. Natalie E. Glitzenhorn-Augustine, Legal Practitioner at Glitz Law, St. Lucia. Ms. Olga Tereshenko, Vice Rector at the Russian State Academy of IP. Agustina Davis Komlos, Partner at Badilla Davis, Ltda, Chile. Vladimir Biryulin, Partner at Gorodisky and Partners, Russia. Kristen Kuklin, Head IP Counsel at Recordati, Switzerland. Michelle S. Katz, Founding Partner at Advitum IP LLC, USA. Elena Backhaus, Team Lead Sales at the IP Service World Conference, Germany. Sabira Sharif, Senior Associate at Julius & Creasy, Sri Lanka. Gioda Modafari, Lawyer Modafari Fortunata Gioda, Legal Counsel and Member of Supervisory Body at Zte Italia, Italy. Marek Bury M. ENG, PhD, MA, Law, Managing Partner, European Patent Attorney and Polish Patent Attorney at Bury & Bury, Poland. Daniela Bopp, Senior Conference Manager at the IP Service World Conference, Germany. Javiera Badilla, Partner at Badilla Davis, Ltda, Chile. Contribute to the Global IP Matrix magazine. For those keen on contributing their expertise within the realm of intellectual property, IP, to a global audience, we cordially invite you to reach out to us at info@gipmatrix.com or via telephone at +44 0 2038 130457. We eagerly anticipate the opportunity to collaborate and disseminate valuable insights within the IP industry.
Page 7. Advertisements. Advert 1. Mark Inventa Intellectual Property Services. Your intellectual property agent in Eastern Europe and Asia. European patent and trademark attorneys. Trademarks, patents, assignment, industrial designs, opinions, oppositions, patent annuities, renewal designs, renewal trademarks. Contact details: Mark Inventa Company Limited, Intellectual Property Services, Glinska Jelica 14, 1000 Ljubljana, Slovenia. Phone +386 1 426 6503. Fax +386 125 10508. Phone +386 1 540 4331. Fax +386 1 524 3118. Email office@mark-inventa.si. Website www.mark-inventa.com. Advert 2. H.K. Acharya and Company, India. Advocates, patent and trademarks attorneys. Our services: patent, design, IP litigation, trademarks, licensing, IP valuation, copyrights, and many more. Contact details: HK Avenue 19, Svastik Society, Navrangpura, Ahmedabad 380009, India. Telephone +917926425258/5259. Fax +917926425262 and 2/5 info@hkindia.com. Website hkindia.com. Advert 3. United Trademark and Patent Service. Intellectual Property Attorneys. Your reliable partners for intellectual property matters in Pakistan, South Asia, Arabian Gulf, Middle East, and Africa. Trademark, patent, design, copyright, domain name registration, litigation and enforcement law. Regional Head Office: Suites 401-402, Al Hawaii Tower, Sheikh Zayed Road, Dubai, UAE. Telephone +971 4343 754. Fax +971 4343 7546. Email dubai@unitedtm.com or unitedtrademark@unitedtm.com. Websites www.utmps.com or www.unitedip.com.
Page 8. Advertisement. Bury & Bury, European and Polish patent and trademark attorneys. Patents. Post-grant. Trademarks. Designs. Email bury@bnb-ip.eu. Call +4822833949. www.bnb.ip.eu.
Page 9 article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Patent Renewals in Europe: Strategies for Managing Unitary Patents and National Validations. Written by Marek Bury ENG, PhD, MA, Law, Managing Partner, European Patent Attorney and Polish Patent Attorney at Bury & Bury, Poland. Introduction. European patents, governed by the European Patent Convention, EPC, are essential tools for protecting intellectual property across multiple jurisdictions in Europe. They allow patent protection in multiple European countries through a single patent prosecution process before the European Patent Office, EPO. Once a European patent is granted, it is crucial to fulfill specific post-grant requirements to keep it in force in the member states. These requirements are governed by the national regulations of the member states of the European Patent Organization, EPORG, as well as the extension and validation states, since the EPC delegates responsibility for post-grant procedures to national laws, Article 2(2) EPC. The effects of a European patent in each state are substantially independent of each other. After the grant of a European patent, ensuring that it remains in force requires diligent adherence to post-grant requirements. These obligations primarily involve validating the patent in the designated states and regularly paying renewal fees, which generally need to be paid annually according to specific regulations in particular jurisdictions. The specifics of these processes vary significantly from one member state to another, as the EPC delegates the regulation of post-grant procedures to national laws. The effect of European patents in particular member states requires payment of annual fees, renewals to be kept in force. This article discusses the possible optimization of renewal payments in light of the newly introduced unitary patent. Paying renewals. After a European patent has been validated in the designated countries, maintaining its enforceability over the full term, up to 20 years from the filing date, requires the timely payment of renewal fees. These fees must generally be paid annually in each jurisdiction where the patent is kept in force. As with the validation process, the regulations governing renewal payments are dictated by the national laws of each AIPPI member state, as well as the extension and validation states. Renewal payments are critical to managing European patents. These payments must be made to the national patent offices of each country where the patent is in force. Due dates, amounts, and possible penalties for late payment vary between countries, adding complexity to the management of a European patent portfolio. Failure to pay renewal fees on time can result in the lapse of the patent in the relevant country, potentially leading to a significant loss of rights. Regulations regarding renewal fee payments in different AIPPI jurisdictions vary in several aspects. The amount due each year. The first year is when renewal payment is required. Some jurisdictions do not require renewal fees for the first few years. The relationship between the anniversary of the filing date and the renewal due date. In some jurisdictions, renewals are due on the anniversary itself, while in others, they are due at the end of the corresponding month. Provisions for late payment and any additional fees due. The earliest date to make the payment, advance payments can be 2, 4, 6, or 12 months, depending on the jurisdiction. Quite universally, AIPPI member states offer a 6-month time limit to remedy the failure to pay the renewal fee by charging an additional fee. Earliest dates for due payments. The earliest date for making a payment is a significant factor that limits optimization possibilities. Countries like Poland, PL, the Czech Republic, CZ, and Slovakia, SK, allow patent holders to pay renewal fees up to 1 year in advance. This system benefits entities that prefer to make patent portfolio decisions annually rather than on a per-patent basis. Managing the portfolio as a whole allows for grouping renewals. Patent holders can group all renewals due within a calendar year, i.e., the whole portfolio in a given jurisdiction, and make a bulk payment, simplifying the process. Simplified verification. It becomes easier to verify that all necessary payments have been received and reflected in official registers, reducing the risk of inadvertent lapses. It requires careful handling of the first national renewal, as first renewals may not fit into the bulk payment. Other countries have different advance payment windows, so understanding these differences is crucial for optimizing patent portfolio management. The variety of national provisions regarding the earliest allowable payment makes it impossible to apply a uniform optimal annual renewal scheme across Europe. It is limited to selected countries and depends on the countries in the portfolio. Unitary patent and renewals. The unitary patent, UP, is a significant development in the European patent landscape. It offers a streamlined way to obtain protection across multiple EU member states through a single application, renewal process, and unified court system for validity and infringement matters. The unitary patent is based on the concept of uniform protection across multiple European Union, EU, member states. Instead of requiring separate validations and renewals in each country, a unitary patent provides patent protection that is automatically effective in all participating member states. This system aims to simplify the post-grant phase of European patents, reducing administrative burdens and costs for patent holders. The legal framework for the unitary patent is established by 2 EU enhanced cooperations and the Unified Patent Court (UPC) agreement. A crucial requirement for a country to participate in the unitary patent system is that it must be both an EU member state, which excludes some AIPPI jurisdictions such as the United Kingdom and Switzerland, and a member of the Unified Patent Court (UPC) agreement, meaning it must have ratified the UPC agreement. Each country that joins the system notifies the European Commission of its ratification of the UPC agreement at the time of deposit of its ratification instrument. The country is considered a UPC member state 4 months after the ratification date. The unitary patent started with coverage of 17 EU member states. However, the number of participating countries is expected to increase as more EU states ratify the UPC agreement. In September 2024, Romania joined, and the unitary effects of patents granted afterwards covered 18 states. As additional countries ratify the UPC agreement, the scope of the unitary patent will expand. Depending on the grant date and progress of ratifications, the coverage of unitary patent will vary from 17 to, expected, 27 countries. The time limit to request unitary effect is 1 month from the B1 publication of the granted patent. Otherwise, the patent can still be validated within 3 months of the B1 publication, conventionally, on a country-by-country basis. Unfortunately, unitary patents cannot be renewed with a 12-month advance, limiting portfolio optimization. Renewal fees for a unitary patent may not be paid more than 3 months before they fall due, which is the last day of the month containing the anniversary of the filing date. While a 12-month advance payment is not possible with the UP, one key advantage of the unitary patent system is managing renewals through a single, centralized fee payment to the EPO. This approach simplifies the renewal process, eliminating the need to navigate diverse fee structures and deadlines. The single payment covers all states where the unitary patent is effective, reducing administrative overhead. Additionally, the central fee payment system allows for bulk payments, and the EPO provides APIs that allow payment processing to be monitored. All non-UPC states need to be handled individually. Optimization of renewal in patent portfolio management. Managing European patents, particularly in the context of the evolving unitary patent system, requires a strategic approach that considers diverse regulations across member states and opportunities for streamlining administrative tasks. It seems that 2 key trends are crucial. Automation of payments. Automation of verification if payments were duly received. A key to successful automation is the bulk processing of a high number of renewals within the same administrative framework. Unitary patents allow the merging of multiple jurisdictions into a single payment verification process. However, they fail to offer a mechanism for ultimately aggregating multiple patents due for renewal in a single year, as the maximum allowable payment advance is just 3 months, a fraction of a year. For patents with a unitary effect, the EPO's central fee payment system offers significant simplicity and efficiency advantages. Making a single payment covering multiple states reduces administrative burden and helps ensure patents remain in force across all participating countries. Additionally, APIs provided by the EPO and certain national offices, such as Poland, facilitate bulk payments and automatic verification. While Poland's system does not offer certificates of payment for individual fees, it combines 12 months of advance with means for automatic verification. For more extensive portfolios of patents, bulk payments may be effected by grouping renewals by jurisdiction rather than by individual patents or by the due date. Jurisdictions outside the UPC, such as Poland, that allow 12-month advance payment are highly beneficial. The strategy of making bulk payments using a 12-month advance is particularly effective as it allows grouping all patents in the portfolio into the same process. This approach simplifies the payment process and reduces the risk of missed deadlines, as it allows easy verification after 3 months, still within the 6-month window for remedying non-payment. In conclusion, effective management of European patents post-grant involves understanding national regulations, leveraging the unitary patent system, and taking advantage of particular non-UPC countries. By doing so, patent holders can more securely and at a lower cost maintain robust protection for their innovations across Europe.
Page 12. Advertisement. 2024 AIPPI Annual Meeting. Join over 1,500 professionals from around the world for 3 days of networking and education. Featuring keynote speaker Scherer Perlmutter, Register of Copyrights, U.S. Copyright Office. October 24th to 26th, 2024. Gaylord National and Resort and Conference Centre. 201 Waterfront Street, National Harbour, MD, USA.
Page 13. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Harnessing Renewables, a comparative analysis of the UK and Nordic countries. Written by Joel Knight, Senior Patent Analyst at Patworld Ltd, UK. Author bio: Joel is a senior patent analyst at PatWorld, where he leveraged his expertise in intellectual property to provide comprehensive patent analysis and strategic insights. With a strong patent research and analysis background, Joel is skilled at identifying key trends and delivering actionable recommendations. His role at PatWorld involves working closely with clients to ensure their innovations are protected and aligned with market opportunities, making him a valuable asset in the field of intellectual property management. As the world pivots towards a sustainable future, the push for renewable energy has never been more critical. The UK and the Nordic countries, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, are at the forefront of this green revolution, yet their paths and progress offer insightful contrasts. This article analyses patent data and delves into the state of renewable energy in these regions, examining what the UK can learn from its Nordic counterparts. The state of play, current renewable energy landscape. United Kingdom. The UK has made significant strides in renewable energy, with about 51% of its electricity generation coming from zero-carbon power sources as of 20,231. Thanks to the country's favourable coastal geography, wind power is a major contributor. Solar and biomass also play vital roles. Recent government policies aim to increase offshore wind capacity to 50 gigawatts by 2030-01. Currently, the UK has around 13.9 gigawatts of offshore wind fully commissioned too. Solar capacity is projected to grow to as much as 70 gigawatts in the same period. Highlighting the UK's commitment to renewable energy expansion. Britain's flagship renewables scheme has received its biggest ever funding boost from the government recently, with more than £1 billion for its upcoming auction to keep driving the development of Renewables 3. The UK government announced in January 2024 the biggest expansion of nuclear power for 70 years. The new government roadmap sets out how the UK will increase nuclear energy generation by up to 4 times to 24 gigawatts, GW, by 2050-04. Nordic countries. The Nordic countries are global leaders in renewable energy. Norway, for instance, generates almost 88% of its electricity from hydropower in 20225, leveraging its mountainous terrain and abundant water resources. Iceland utilizes its geothermal activity, with nearly 100% of its electrical energy coming from renewable sources 5, predominantly geothermal and hydropower. Sweden and Denmark also boast impressive figures, with renewables accounting for more than 60% 6 and 65% 7 of their electricity production, respectively. Finland is similarly progressive, targeting carbon neutrality by 2035-08. Government initiatives and technologies. UK initiatives. The UK government is focusing on a mix of technologies to meet its renewable energy goals. Offshore wind farms are a priority, with significant investments in new projects. This may be corroborated by the data in the following graph, showing an uptick in recent years in GB patent applications with a wind energy classification after declining from a peak in 2011 for a few years. Solar energy is being promoted through incentives for rooftop installations and large-scale solar farms. Additionally, the UK is exploring the potential of tidal and wave energy, although these technologies are still largely in the developmental stage. When conducting patent search and analysis, it is essential to understand the pivotal role patents play in safeguarding both the creation and application of technologies. Extracting clear insights from patent data alone can be challenging due to the intertwined nature of technological innovation and the overlapping areas within different fields. Many patents cannot be confined to a single classification, reflecting the complexity of modern inventions. However, despite these intricacies, patent searches are invaluable for generating comparative insights across various jurisdictions, highlighting their critical importance in understanding and navigating the global landscape of technological advancements. The distribution of British patent applications with the Renewable Energy CPC classification highlights the UK's diverse approach to renewable technologies. No one sector of renewables appears to dominate. Hydroenergy and energy from the C classifications have a 24% and 22% share of applications, respectively, with wind energy features at 23% and solar classification at around 12%. Nordic innovations. The Nordic countries have capitalized on their unique geological features and technological advancements to lead in renewable energy. Norway. Norway's hydroelectric plants are among the most advanced globally, with innovations in turbine technology and reservoir management enhancing efficiency. NO20211023A1, Means and Process for Energy Recovering, 9, filed by CIRAS AS, is one such example of an innovative system for recovering energy from land-based water tanks. Norway is also investing heavily in offshore wind and floating wind farms to diversify its renewable portfolio. The same breakdown of applications within the renewable energy classes reveals that all the top classifications relate to wind or water energy. Iceland. Iceland's geothermal energy sector is pioneering enhanced geothermal systems, EGS, technology, which allows for deeper drilling and more efficient heat extraction. Additionally, Iceland is exploring hydrogen production from geothermal energy, aiming to become a leader in green hydrogen exports. Geothermal energy classifications dominate the breakdown of Icelandic renewable energy patents, with the top 3 breakdowns relating to geothermal technologies. Sweden. Sweden is advancing in integrating renewable energy into its national grid. Smart grid technologies and extensive energy storage solutions are being developed to manage the intermittent nature of renewable energy sources. Sweden is also promoting bioenergy, utilizing its vast forests for sustainable biomass production. Swedish applications appear to cover a broader range of technologies similar to the UK, with no specific area dominating. Denmark. Denmark is a world leader in wind energy, with innovations in wind turbine design and offshore wind farm construction. Denmark is also exploring the potential of Power-to-X technologies, which convert surplus wind energy into hydrogen, ammonia, and other chemicals, facilitating energy storage and cross-sectoral integration. An analysis of patents relating to Power-to-X technologies reveals that among the usual patent filing powerhouses of the US, China, and Germany, Denmark also breaks into the top 10 applicant countries. Analyzing heat map data reveals that Denmark was one of the first countries to file patent applications in this technology area. More remarkable is that despite having an overall filing rate of a tenth of that of Germany, Denmark maintains a similar number of patent applications in this area. One such application is DK2022706222A1, an energy converter for a renewable energy generator filed by KK Wind Solutions as 10. Finland. Finland's approach to renewables is multifaceted, focusing on wind power, bioenergy, and emerging technologies. Finland is investing in large-scale wind farms onshore and offshore to increase its wind energy capacity significantly. The country is also a pioneer in sustainable forestry practices, using biomass for energy while maintaining ecological balance. Additionally, Finland is exploring advanced nuclear technologies, such as small modular reactors, SMRs, to complement its renewable energy mix and ensure a stable, low-carbon energy supply. Finnish patent applications within nuclear energy classifications have shown an increase in recent years. Lessons from the Nordic model. Geological considerations. The UK's geography differs significantly from that of the Nordic countries, which means certain renewable energy sources are more viable than others. While the UK cannot replicate Norway's hydroelectric dominance or Iceland's geothermal prowess, it can take cues from Denmark's wind energy success and Sweden's balanced mix of renewables. Strategic replication. To emulate the Nordic achievements, the UK should focus on 1. Offshore and onshore wind expansion. Building on its existing strengths, the UK can continue to lead in offshore wind energy. Encouragingly, the new UK government announced in July 2024 the immediate removal of a de facto ban on onshore wind in England, which had been in place since 2015, and at the same time committed to doubling onshore wind energy by 203011. 2. Energy storage and smart grids, implementing advanced storage solutions and smart grid technologies to ensure stability and efficiency. The UK has access to significant energy generation potential. However, much of it is less consistent than hydro and geothermal sources exploited by some of the leading Nordic countries. The ability to manage and store energy within the UK will be crucial to the success of renewable energy. The overseer of the UK energy market has very recently approved a multi-billion-pound subsea cable that can shift vast amounts of renewable electricity between Scotland and England. Scotland is already a net exporter of energy, but projects such as this cable will enable electricity to be imported when needed. 3. Research and development. Investing in the development of tidal and wave energy technologies, which could become significant contributors in the future. The UK is uniquely placed to exploit tidal and wave energy and so must strive to be one of the driving forces behind the development of these technologies. 4. Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy has been proven to be orders of magnitude safer than traditional fossil fuel power generation and thus may be a crucial interim step in the move to renewables. Due to the inconsistent nature of the renewable energy sources available to the UK, the country will still require on-demand power plants to help manage energy demands in the near future. The development and adoption of modular and smaller nuclear plants may offer the safest and most sustainable option to ensure the lights stay on. Promisingly, Great British Nuclear, GBN, has announced a small modular reactor competition, which will soon invite shortlisted companies to tender. As part of the new UK government nuclear roadmap discussed earlier, the government will also invest up to £300 million in UK production of the fuel required to power high-tech new nuclear reactors, known as HALEU. The fuel is currently only commercially produced in Russia. This investment makes the UK the first country in Europe to launch a HALEU program. Lessons from Germany. Germany leads the way in patent applications related to renewable energy, nearly tripling the number compared to other leading European countries. Despite this advantage in manufacturing and research, Germany still heavily relies on coal and natural gas for electricity production. 13. The lack of renewable energy production within the country underscores the need for a multifaceted approach toward sustainability. While investment in renewable energy manufacturing and research is crucial, it cannot be the sole driver of change. Strong government policies and financial incentives must also play a pivotal role in promoting the construction and implementation of sustainable energy infrastructure. The German government is already addressing this, having introduced the 2022 Energy Reform Bill. This bill is the largest revision to the country's energy policy in decades and centers on a massive expansion in renewable energy. Its ambitious target is to increase the share of renewable energy in Germany's gross electricity consumption to 80% by 2030 from the previous target of 65%. 14. Conclusion. Recent global events have highlighted the fragile nature of the current energy supply pipelines and shown that countries need to decrease their reliance on foreign energy suppliers. This means that the UK must rely increasingly on its renewable energy sectors. The journey towards a self-sufficient and sustainable future requires bold steps and innovative solutions. A key lesson from this analysis of the Nordic models is that a country's path to a self-sufficient and sustainable future must be unique and tailored to best exploit its unique geographical condition. Progress made so far is promising, but continued collaboration and innovation will be key to achieving this vision.
Page 19. Advertisement. Sing and Sing. India's finest IP advisory on copyright, trademark, prosecution, etc. Sudeep Chatterjee, Senior Partner, Member into Enforcement Committee, Asian Patent Attorneys Association, Counselor and Secretary APA, Indian Group, Singh and Singh Law Firm LLP, C130, Defence Colony New Delhi 110024, India. Handheld, +929820676281. Direct, +911149826091. Email, sudeep@singhandsingh.com.
Page 20. Advertisement. BIP Asia. 14th Business of IP Asia Forum. 5th and the 6th of December 2024 in Hong Kong. Reimagining IP for Impact and Growth. www.bipasiaforum.com. Exclusive 60% discount for the Global IP Matrix readers. Use promo code MPNOM246.
Page 21. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Some Aspects of IP Protection in the Eurasian Region. Written by Dr. Alexey Vaknin, Partner and Managing Director of Vaknina and Partners, Russia. Author Bio, Dr. Alexey Vaknin is Partner and Managing Director of Vaknina and Partners, a Russian and Eurasian patent and trademark attorneys firm. He is a Eurasian patent and trademark attorney of the Russian Federation with extensive experience in IP since the 1990s. Having a PhD in medicine, biochemistry and immunology, while working on patent matters, Alexey specializes in medicine, biotechnology, biochemistry, and pharmacology. Dr. Vaknin is a member of the Eurasian Patent Attorneys Assembly, EPAA, FICPI, AIPPI, LESI, INTA, ECTA, PTMG, etc. Over 2023 to 2024, Vaknina and Partners received many emails with questions on IP rights in Russia, Belarus, and Eurasia, referring to misleading and fake information about IP protection in these jurisdictions. In this article, we will provide some answers to these questions to ensure that IP protection is fully available in our region. Firstly, IP protection in Russia, Belarus, and Eurasia has never been under international sanctions. However, there was a lot of fake news and misleading and incorrect information in the media. Secondly, there are no changes in the work of the Rospatent and EAPO. They work as before, actively protecting the interests of both Russian and foreign patent and trademark owners. RUPTO, Russian Patent Office, and the EAPO, Eurasian Patent Office, operate as usual, including patent and trademark, designs and utility models filings, prosecutions, annuities and renewals. The IP legislation, having received several amendments regarding compulsory licenses and parallel import rules, is properly respected, and there are no changes in the practice of the IP Court, the RUPTO, and the EAPO. The heads of the patent offices have confirmed that protection of trademarks of foreign companies is in the interest of Russian consumers. The EAPO and RUPTO have repeatedly stressed that IP is not a place for politics and that inventors and applicants should not be discriminated against based on their nationality or residency. Recently, in June 2024, the European Union introduced discriminatory limitations in protecting the IP rights of applicants from Russia. At the same time, the RUPTO and EAPO state that they continue protecting the IP rights of any applicant without changes. Indeed, in spite of all the issues, many foreign companies and applicants consider the Eurasian countries to be an attractive market and consider filing in Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and other countries of the Eurasian region. Eurasian countries actively develop and support intellectual property protection, thus increasing their attractiveness to domestic and foreign applicants. In particular, only in 2024 did the following developments in IP in Eurasian countries take place. Moldova joined the Geneva Act of the Lisbon Agreement on Appellations of Origin and Geographical Indication. Turkmenistan officially joined the protocol to the Eurasian Patent Convention on the Protection of Designs. Uzbekistan joined the Hague Agreement concerning the international deposit of industrial designs. The Eurasian Patent Organization plays an important role in IP protection in the Eurasian region. The 30th anniversary of the Eurasian patent system is celebrated this year, 2024, and it is an important date for the intellectual property of the countries in the region. The Eurasian Patent Office is an international organization with 8 member countries. It has nothing to do with politics and works absolutely independently, like other patent offices that work exclusively on the basis of local and international laws. Separately, I want to note the very active development of the Eurasian Patent Office. The Eurasian Patent Office is unique as it unites 8 countries from both continents, Europe and Asia: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. The EAPO's future expansion is associated with the Asian region, and EAPO is currently negotiating with colleagues from Uzbekistan and Mongolia about their possible joining of the EAPO. Advantages of obtaining a Eurasian patent for IP protection in EAPO member states. Of course, the main advantage is the single window principle. With the assistance of one patent attorney, a single application in the Russian language can cover the entire region's countries. Secondly, the Eurasian procedure is very flexible. Once granted, a Eurasian patent is valid in all member states, but it can be maintained only in those countries of business interest. The EAPO also develops examiner cooperation projects. For example, in October 2023, the EAPO and Kyrgyz Patent signed an agreement on cooperation in the field of information search and examination of patent applications. Pursuant to this agreement, the EAPO will conduct patent searches and prepare international search reports in the fields of technology defined by the parties. Such cooperation is a step towards the formation of a common Eurasian information and examination space. The EAPO employs the best examiners from all member states to ensure the high quality of the examination and international searches. The EAPO has been functioning as an international searching authority since June 1, 2022, which acknowledges the quality of the examination at the EAPO. The EAPO is constantly working on improving examination quality and implementing best practices. How popular is the Eurasian patent system with applicants? As noted above, in 2024, the EAPO celebrates its 30th anniversary, and during its 30 years of operation, the Eurasian patent system has been in constant and growing demand. Currently, applicants from more than 130 countries use the Eurasian regional system, and more than 500 Eurasian patent attorneys represent their interests. The EAPO started cooperating with the Assembly of Eurasian Patent Attorneys in April this year. The Assembly has become an important source of information on the needs of applicants, businesses, and inventors, and a platform for the formation of a consolidated opinion of patent attorneys on improving regulations and approaches to examination. The number of Eurasian applications is growing steadily. Last year, 3,731 applications were recorded, the highest number in the previous 10 years. On average, more than 3,600 applications are filed, and more than 2,700 Eurasian patents for inventions are granted annually. The EAPO has already received more than 70,000 applications for Eurasian patents for inventions. The 70,000th application has been received under the PCT from the Indian pharmaceutical company Unichem Laboratories for a protein for the treatment of neurodegenerative diseases. The Eurasian Anniversary Patent No. 44,000 was granted to inventors from the People's Republic of China in July this year. Beijing RE Robotics Technology Company, Ltd. registered a length-adjustable lower limb structure and an exoskeleton robot that helps a patient move and control movements. The USA, Russia, and European countries such as Switzerland, Germany, the UK, Denmark, Belgium, and the Netherlands have the largest number of applications. Applicants from China demonstrate significant results. 3 or 4 years ago, they ranked 11th in the number of Eurasian applications for inventions. According to the 2023 results, they are now among the top 5 countries. Applicants from Japan are also among the top 10 active users. Briefly about the history of the EAPO. The Eurasian Patent Convention, which governs the operation of the Eurasian patent system, was signed in 1994. The Eurasian patent system is one of the largest regional patent systems in the world. It provides legal protection for inventions and industrial designs on the vast territory of the Eurasian continent, which covers more than 21 million square kilometers, has a total GDP of about $1.8 trillion, and has a population of more than 810 million people. The Eurasian Patent Organization was established to carry out administrative tasks related to the functioning of the Eurasian patent system and the granting of Eurasian patents. Next year, the EAPO will celebrate its 30th anniversary. The EAPO consists of 8 member states: Turkmenistan, the Republic of Belarus, the Republic of Tajikistan, the Russian Federation, the Republic of Kazakhstan, the Republic of Azerbaijan, the Kyrgyz Republic, and the Republic of Armenia. The Eurasian patent is valid on the territory of 8 EAPO member states. This is a cost-effective and simple procedure for obtaining protection by filing one application in one language and paying one set of fees. The single window principle applies when filing an application for a Eurasian patent. It means that all stages of examination and granting of a unitary patent are carried out at the EAPO with the payment of one set of fees in one currency. Only one patent attorney is appointed to deal with the EAPO if necessary. The Eurasian patent does not require translations into national languages and additional validation in the EAPO member states. The unitary Eurasian patent for invention is valid in all 8 states from the date of its granting. It can be maintained on the territory of those countries where it is necessary for the right owner. It is required to pay annual fees in respect of the selected states. The validity term of a Eurasian patent for inventions is 20 years. The EAPO's mandate was initially limited to inventions. In 2019, a protocol to the Eurasian Patent Convention, EAPC, on the protection of industrial designs, hereinafter Protocol to the EAPC, was signed, expanding the EAPO's mandate to industrial designs. The EAPO has been accepting industrial design applications since June 1, 2022. Residents of almost 24 countries have already used the system, including applicants and inventors from China, the USA, Germany, Canada, Japan, Turkey, and others. Applicants from Russia file the largest number of applications for industrial designs. The regional system for the protection of industrial designs has retained all the advantages of the Eurasian patent system. They are a unified procedure, a unified language, and a unified nature of the patent granted. The requirements for an application under the Eurasian system for legal protection of industrial designs have been fully streamlined. Such an Eurasian application may include up to 100 industrial designs, provided that they belong to the same class as the International Classification of Industrial Designs, ICID. At the same time, these design solutions do not have to be linked by a single inventive concept. Each industrial design may have its own specific features. The validity term of an Eurasian patent for industrial designs is 5 years and may be repeatedly extended. The total Eurasian patent term shall not exceed 25 years. The legal protection of industrial designs is extended throughout the whole territory, and the procedure remains centralized even at the extension stage. Currently, the protocol to the EAPC is valid on the territory of 7 states. Turkmenistan is working on its ratification. The EAPO implements patent prosecution highway (PPH) programs under bilateral agreements with several patent offices: Japan, JPO, the People's Republic of China, CNIPA, the Republic of Korea, KIPO, and the European Patent Office. Currently, the EAPO is negotiating with the patent offices of India and Brazil. Since July 1, 2022, the EAPO has been functioning as an international searching authority and an international preliminary examining authority within the Patent Cooperation Treaty, hereinafter PCT. 7 countries' patent offices have already recognized the EAPO as a competent office. The EAPO completed the first preparation phase for the reform of the PCT minimum documentation and updated the authority file of published patent documents according to the new approaches of the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO. Patent and trademark attorneys of Vaknina and Partners will be pleased to assist you and your clients if you have any questions or inquiries on IP matters in EAPO, Russia, Armenia, and other Eurasian countries. Our specialists in Moscow, Russia, IP@vaknina.com, Yerevan, Armenia, am@vaknina.com, and Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, kg@vaknina.com, offices are ready to provide more information on your request.
Page 25. Advertisement. Centric. Empowering creativity, enforcing IP rights. Your IP partner for protection, through management to enforcement. Analyzing, protecting, and managing your IP rights in India's subcontinent. Telephone 91-892-967-5463. Email info@centric.com. www.centric.com. Page 26. Advertisement. Salih El Amin, Intellectual Property Attorneys. We provide a full range of intellectual property services, including, but are not limited to, registration, protection, renewal and enforcement of trademarks and brands, patents of invention, industrial/model designs, copyrights and neighboring rights, domain names, IP consultations. We are a member of INTA. IP law at salihelamin.com. www.saips.org. Telephone 971-428-688-69.
Page 27. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. The Personality Rights Paradox: Navigating India's Legal Blind Spots in the Age of AI. Written by Dr. Shweta Singh, founder and CEO, Ennoble IP, India. In a country where cinema stars are revered like gods and cricketers enjoy near-mythical status, the line between personal identity and public persona often blurs. Celebrities in India are not just individuals, they are brands, icons, and, at times, the very embodiment of cultural aspirations. Yet, in the digital age, where artificial intelligence can replicate their voices and faces with unsettling accuracy, the sanctity of a celebrity's persona is under siege like never before. As we dive into the intricate landscape of personality rights in India, we explore how the law strives to protect the very essence of those who define the zeitgeist of a nation. The personal identity and public persona of individuals, especially those who have achieved celebrity status or are public figures, are safeguarded under what is known as personality rights. In India, like many other jurisdictions, the legislative evolution of these rights is still a work in progress, and the boundaries of these rights are constantly being redefined. Two distinct aspects encompass these personality rights. First, the right of an individual to control the commercial use of the various aspects of one's personality or identity, which includes their name, image, likeness, voice, signature, distinctive mannerisms, etc., also called publicity rights, and second, the right to privacy, which is the right to be left alone. In other words, the right to privacy ensures an individual's personal life is protected from unauthorized exposure. In contrast, the right to publicity grants individuals the ability to control and profit from the commercial use of their persona. Generally, these rights are implicit and inherent in individuals, particularly celebrities, and do not owe their origin to one specific statute. Rather, these rights are a culmination of several recent landmark court decisions, drawing on various existing laws. As such, they are rooted in the right to privacy guaranteed by the Indian Constitution under Article 21, as affirmed by the Supreme Court in the landmark Justice K. R.S. Puttaswamy v. Union of India case, which lays the foundation for protecting individuals from the unauthorized use of their persona. Furthermore, the Copyright Act of 1957 indirectly safeguards personality rights by giving performers and authors control over the reproduction and dissemination of their creative works. The Trademark Act of 1999 allows individuals to register their name, voice, signature, or unique mannerisms as trademarks, preventing unauthorized commercial use. Finally, the tort of passing off provides legal recourse against misleading the public about the origin of products or services by exploiting someone's identity. This makes personality rights a rich, intricate, and complex tapestry, skillfully woven from various legal principles and doctrines, shaped by diverse interpretations and evolving legal frameworks. Yet, despite its intricate design, this legal framework often reveals gaps through which the rights it seeks to protect can slip, leaving individuals vulnerable to exploitation in ways the law has yet to anticipate fully. These patchwork of inconsistencies and oversights lying beneath the surface of a seemingly robust legal framework are: 1. Traditional property lens. Courts have tended to view personality rights through the lens of traditional property, neglecting their inherently personal nature. This approach often reduces the harm from unauthorized use to mere financial loss, ignoring the damage to personal reputation, dignity, and emotional well-being. 2. Limited statutory protection. Existing statutes like copyright law focus primarily on creative works, making them ill-suited to address the personal and emotional aspects of personality rights. The current legal framework may not fully account for the intrinsic personal connection, making it difficult to provide adequate remedies for harm that is not purely economic. For example, an AI-generated parody that uses a celebrity's voice to mock them might be considered free speech, but it could still harm the celebrity's reputation and emotional well-being. Since this use might not be for profit, it could fall outside the scope of existing legal protections. 3. Quantifying harm. The value of personality rights isn't easily quantifiable. Unauthorized use can cause varied harm, from financial loss to lasting reputational damage, which the current framework struggles to adequately address. For example, the impact of using a celebrity's image in a derogatory or misleading way can have far-reaching consequences beyond simple financial loss, like loss of opportunities and lasting reputational damage. Moreover, putting a monetary value on this type of harm is challenging. 4. Conflation of rights. Personality rights in India often suffer from a conflation between the right to privacy and the right to publicity. The right to privacy focuses on protecting an individual's personal life and emotional well-being, while the right to publicity is concerned with controlling the commercial exploitation of one's persona. However, Indian courts sometimes blur these distinctions, applying privacy laws to cases that should be evaluated under the right to publicity. For instance, when a person's identity is used for commercial purposes without their consent, privacy laws may be applied, emphasizing personal harm rather than the economic aspects of publicity rights. This conflation results in inconsistent legal protections and a fragmented approach, particularly problematic in India where there is no specific legislation for publicity rights. The lack of a unified legal framework that separates and addresses these two facets underlines a significant deficiency in the current legal landscape. 5. AI and copyright limitations. Another issue concerning copyright law, when viewed specifically in the light of the rampant growth and use of AI tools and AI-generated content, is that there are instances when AI tools are trained on non-copyrighted material. Let's suppose an AI model that generates a voice resembling a generic celebrity voice without being trained on any specific copyrighted recordings, like a large dataset of generic speech patterns and public speeches, and the resulting AI-generated content that, although is eerily similar to the celebrity's voice, would technically not infringe his/her copyright. However, it would still amount to a violation of the celebrity's personality rights because it exploits their likeness without permission. This limitation is due to the concept of ownership within the Copyright Act. The law is focused on who owns the rights to specific, tangible works, like a photograph or a song. Because of this, it doesn't fully cover situations where a person's likeness is used in ways that don't involve an existing copyrighted work. This narrows the law's ability to protect a person's identity from being exploited in new, often digital ways. 6. Remedy disparity. India's legal framework for personality rights reveals a significant disparity in remedies available to celebrities versus ordinary individuals. Celebrities are protected by the Copyright Act, 1957, Trademark Act, 1999, and the tort of passing off, which cover their commercial exploitation. In contrast, common individuals rely on the Information Technology (IT) Act, 2000, and the Indian Penal Code, IPC, 1860, which offer limited protection focused on privacy and defamation rather than commercial misuse. This gap underscores the need for a more inclusive legal framework that ensures equitable protection of all individuals' identities, regardless of their celebrity status. This gap in the legal system not only reflects a disparity in rights but also raises questions about the equal protection of individuals' identities under the law, which is a fundamental aspect of personality rights. What exacerbates the already complex deficiencies in India's legal framework on personality rights is the emergence of AI technologies, which present unprecedented challenges. These technologies have the potential to replicate and commercialize a celebrity's persona with startling accuracy, often without their consent. This not only undermines the sanctity of a celebrity's image but also further complicates the protection of personality rights within the existing legal structure. The ability of AI to generate realistic imitations blurs the line between authentic and AI-created content, leading to potential deception and reputational damage. Moreover, the lack of consent and control over how a celebrity's persona is used further exposes them to unauthorized commercial exploitation and economic loss. The absence of clear legal guidelines to address these issues compounds the problem, raising significant legal and ethical dilemmas that challenge the protection of celebrity rights in the digital age. Additionally, the nature of AI-generated content presents significant challenges in identifying and regulating such infringements. AI tools can create vast amounts of content, often disseminated across numerous platforms, making it difficult to trace the origin of the infringing material. The anonymous and decentralized nature of the Internet complicates enforcement, allowing infringers to operate without revealing their identity. This lack of accountability and the limitations of current legal frameworks make it nearly impossible to regulate all instances of AI-driven violations of personality rights, highlighting the law's struggle to keep pace with technological advancements. The future of personality rights in India hangs in a delicate balance, poised between the traditional frameworks of privacy and publicity and the urgent need for more tailored legal protections. As the digital age advances, this balance increasingly tips toward the necessity for a comprehensive, sui generis law that addresses current deficiencies and anticipates future challenges. Unlike India, where personality rights are primarily protected under common law principles and judicial precedents, several U.S. states, such as California and New York, have enacted specific statutes that offer robust protection for personality rights, particularly the right to publicity. Similarly, European countries like Germany and France have developed distinct legal provisions that recognize and enforce these rights, ensuring that individuals have control over their likeness and identity. While progressive, India's patchwork of judicial interpretations and statutory provisions still falls short of providing the same level of protection. The absence of a sui generis right leaves a critical void, particularly in addressing the nuanced and increasingly digital threats to personal identity. As AI continues to blur the lines between reality and replication, the urgency for a more proactive and comprehensive legal approach becomes evident. The most compelling lesson India can draw from other jurisdictions is the importance of foresight in lawmaking. Creating a sui generis statute would not merely fill existing gaps but could also set a precedent for future-proofing legal protections in an era of rapid technological advancement. The opportunity lies in crafting a legal framework that is as dynamic and multifaceted as the threats it seeks to mitigate, a framework that not only safeguards against current risks but also anticipates the challenges of tomorrow. Page 30. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Chile: new policies to regulate artificial intelligence and intellectual property challenges. Written by Agustina Davis Komlos, partner, and Javiera Badilla, partner at Badilla Davis, Ltda, Chile. From 2021, Chile has been preparing the first guidelines for a national policy on AI, with the aim of approving a bill of law introduced in May 2024 that, following the recommendations of UNESCO, will seek to regulate and promote the ethical and responsible development of this technology, balancing scientific and technological development with the social and individual rights that have so far been guaranteed by the state, including the rights over human and intellectual creations. The rapid development of artificial intelligence is causing a worldwide uproar, demanding public policies and the adaptation of regulations, especially in this new stage of generative AI, which is capable of creating works similar to those created by human intelligence, at the level of writing, image creation, and music. The ability of machines to produce sentences, texts, paintings, compositions, and artistic productions even threatens the professions and trades of artists, actors, and writers, who could be replaced by new productions where intellectual rights are dispensable. That is why the big unions have started to strike against the big industries that want to replace their workers with cheaper technology. Actors, against the big film production companies that can buy their images and make complete films with only the likeness of a famous person. Content creators, who are no longer needed in person, but can be replaced by AI characters boasting social media accounts with millions of followers. Not to mention writers, translators, journalists, screenwriters, and even lawyers, whose analyses and solutions could be quickly provided by a ChatGPT. For now, and worldwide, AI disputes in relation to intellectual property have been on the flanks of AI text generation tools, such as ChatGPT-2, image generation tools, examples, DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, that create images from prompts or textual descriptions made by the user, 3. Video generation tools, such as Sora, OpenAI, etc., and 4. Music and voice generation tools based on a prompt, examples, Audio, Hydra 2, Amper Music, MuseNet, Sonoro, etc. And 4. Music and voice generation tools based on a prompt, e.g. audio, Hydra 2, Amper Music, MuseNet, Sonoro, etc. But there is nothing to prevent new developments from covering other areas that also affect human creation. Without specific regulation, we are in a kind of Far West, where the big technology companies developing generative AI compete fiercely for the fastest and best product that imitates human intelligence under the premise of a better world. In this scenario, however, the existence of intellectual property rights, recognized worldwide and present in every country, will be fundamental in limiting, controlling, and channeling the development of these new tools and technologies so that they do not lead to the violation of human rights, and ultimately providing a counterbalance so that the technology that is developed does so within the ethics and governance that each country defines according to its needs. In the case of Chile, following the progress made in the regulation of artificial intelligence in the European Union, the country did not want to be left behind and, since 2021, has been preparing the first guidelines for a national policy on AI, with the aim of approving a bill of law introduced in May 2024 that, following the recommendations of UNESCO, will seek to regulate and promote the ethical and responsible development of this technology, balancing scientific and technological development with the social and individual rights that have so far been guaranteed by the state. The Chilean bill seeks, among other things, to regulate civil liability and intellectual property rights in the use of AI, to regulate the use of AI in the educational, cultural, and audiovisual fields, and to protect intellectual property rights and the full range of artistic and cultural creations, establishing a catalogue of risks when AI is harmful and violates fundamental rights guaranteed by the Chilean state, including intellectual rights. For example, it requires developers, providers, and users of AI systems designed to interact with humans to ensure and report that they are interacting with an AI system and, where there are AI systems that generate or manipulate image, sound, or video content that bears a striking resemblance to persons, objects, places, or other existing entities or events and that could mislead a person into believing them to be authentic or true, to ensure that those accessing such content are aware that it has been artificially generated or manipulated by an AI system. The challenge is great, and what is certain is that correctly channeling the development of technology, using legal tools to protect human rights and guarantees, is fundamental to achieve a greater objective of social development. We will continue to await the progress of this legislation in our country.
Page 32. Advertisement. Women's IP World Ranking 2025. Top 100 Influential Women Leaders in IP Law. Champions of Leadership, Innovation, and Global Influence 2025 Ranking. Exclusively sponsored by Ltda and Company. IP attorneys since 1932. This initiative celebrates the exceptional contributions of women who are shaping the future of IP law and innovation across various domains. Why participate? To gain recognition for your achievements. To showcase your work internationally. To connect with leading women in the field. Some of the categories include leadership and vision, mentorship and community building, legal expertise and innovation, and many more. The submission deadline for ranking nominations is Friday, January 17, 2025. Prominent rankings will be showcased in the 2025 edition of the Women's IP World Annual. Nominate yourself or a deserving colleague for free at womensipworld.com/womensipworldranking. Email.
Page 33. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Copyright in the age of social media influencers, navigating content creation, sharing, and infringement. Written by Michelle S. Katz, founding partner at Advitum IP LLC, USA. In today's digital landscape, social media influencers wield considerable power. They shape public opinion, drive consumer behavior, and generate substantial income through brand partnerships. With great influence, however, comes great responsibility, including following copyright law. As influencers create and share content daily, they must navigate a complex web of copyright issues that can have significant legal and financial repercussions. What you should know before sharing reels on Instagram or on TikTok. The role of copyright in content creation. Copyright law grants creators exclusive rights to their original works, including the right to reproduce, distribute, perform, and display their content. For influencers, this means that the videos, photos, music, and text they produce are protected under copyright law, giving them control over how their content is used by others. The very nature of social media, on the other hand, encourages sharing and remixing, which can lead to copyright infringement. For example, when an influencer uses copyrighted music in a video without permission, they are probably infringing on the rights of the music's creator. Similarly, reposting another influencer's content without proper attribution or licensing can lead to claims of copyright infringement. Common copyright challenges for influencers. Music is a central element of many social media posts, particularly on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Using copyrighted music without a proper license in place can lead to content takedowns, demonetization, or litigation. Influencers must ensure they have the necessary rights to use music in their posts, either by obtaining licenses or using royalty-free tracks. Social media thrives on sharing and remixing content, but doing so without permission can infringe on the original creator's copyright. Influencers should always seek permission or use content that is clearly licensed for reuse, such as Creative Commons licensed material. Influencers often collaborate with brands to create sponsored content. In these cases, it is crucial to establish who owns the copyright to the resulting content. Contracts should clearly outline ownership rights and any licenses granted for the use of the content by the brand. Many influencers encourage their followers to create and share content related to their brand or campaign. They should be mindful when reposting user-generated content, UGC, to ensure they have the rights to do so. This may involve obtaining explicit permission from the content creator or ensuring the content is licensed for such use. Influencers may rely on the fair use doctrine to use copyrighted material without permission. Still, fair use is a complex legal defense that depends on factors like the purpose of the use, the amount of material used, and its effect on the market for the original work. Influencers should seek legal advice before relying on fair use to avoid potential legal pitfalls. Tips for influencers. Copyright infringement can have serious consequences for influencers, ranging from the removal of infringing content to legal action. Social media platforms often have strict policies against copyright infringement and may take down content or even suspend accounts if violations occur. In order to avoid infringement, influencers should educate themselves on the fundamentals of copyright law, including what constitutes an original work, how copyright protection is obtained, and the rights of copyright holders. Also, they should always use licensed content when incorporating music, images, or videos created by others. Influencers should ensure they have the appropriate licenses. Many platforms offer royalty-free or licensed music libraries, which can be a safe choice for influencers. Influencers should focus on creating original content to avoid copyright issues altogether. This not only reduces the risk of infringement but also strengthens their brand by showcasing their creativity. When in doubt, influencers should seek permission from the copyright holder before using someone else's content. This can involve negotiating a license or simply asking for written consent. Given the complexity of copyright law, influencers should consider consulting with legal professionals who specialize in intellectual property. This is especially important when entering into brand partnerships or dealing with copyright disputes. Conclusion. As social media continues to evolve, so too do the copyright challenges faced by influencers. By understanding the legal landscape and taking proactive steps to protect their content, influencers can navigate these challenges effectively and focus on what they do best, creating engaging, original content that resonates with their audience. With the right knowledge and resources, influencers can avoid costly legal disputes and build a sustainable, legally compliant brand in the digital age. Page 35. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. A personal experience in managing the copyright application process. Written by Javiera Houdani, reporter at Northlands Media PR and Marketing Limited, UK. Securing copyright protection for creative works is a critical consideration for authors, artists, and intellectual property (IP) professionals. This article explores the practical aspects of filing a copyright application, offering insights into the procedural steps and legal considerations involved. The information presented is drawn from practical experience and aims to guide practitioners in advising clients or managing their creative endeavors. Choosing the application method. One of the initial decisions in filing a copyright application is selecting the method of submission. Applicants can choose between a paper application, which generally takes 6 to 8 months to process, or an electronic application, typically processed in 2 to 3 months. The electronic route offers efficiency and ease of use, with a straightforward account creation process on the U.S. Copyright Office's website. Applicants must identify the category of work they wish to register. Common categories include literary works, visual arts, sound recordings, performing arts, motion pictures, and serial issues. For instance, a poetry book falls under the category of literary works. The application requires the applicant to state whether the work has been previously published and, if so, to provide the year of publication. Detailing authorship and claimant information. The application process necessitates providing detailed information about the authorship of the work. Applicants must include the author's name, citizenship, or domicile. In cases where the work consists of contributions from others, such as illustrations or formatting, this must be disclosed, especially if these contributions qualify as a work for hire. This distinction is crucial as it determines the ownership and rights associated with the work. The claimant, who may be the author or another party, must also be identified. If the rights have been transferred from the original author to another individual or organization, this must be documented along with a transfer statement. This ensures clarity in the chain of title and helps prevent potential disputes regarding ownership. Special considerations and application requirements. The application must clearly outline the new material being registered. This includes specifying any pre-existing material that may be incorporated into the new work and providing the registration number of the original material. For instance, if a book contains a previously registered company logo, that logo must be appropriately noted in the application. While some sections of the application, such as listing rights and permissions, are optional, providing correspondence information is mandatory. This ensures that the Copyright Office can contact the applicant if needed. It is also essential to specify the address to which the certificate of registration will be mailed upon completion. For certain cases, applicants may request special handling of their application, such as for pending litigation or publishing deadlines. However, this does not apply to all situations and must meet specific criteria outlined by the Copyright Office. Certification, review, and submission. The final stages of the application involve certifying that the provided information is accurate, reviewing the application for completeness, and paying the required fee. For literary works, such as poetry books, the fee is typically $6 to $5. Applicants are directed to a third-party processor for payment. Following payment, the applicant must upload the work in an acceptable file format. Verifying that the correct file has been uploaded is crucial, as submissions cannot be altered once finalized. Upon successful submission, the Copyright Office sends a series of confirmation emails, including acknowledgement of the application fee, receipt of the uploaded deposit, and confirmation of the submitted work. Throughout this process, the Copyright Office primarily communicates via email. Applicants are encouraged to reach out to the office for any clarifications or assistance. Notably, once an account is created, password changes are mandated every 90 days, and the new password must differ significantly from previous ones. Conclusion. The copyright registration process, while seemingly straightforward, involves several nuanced steps that require careful consideration. Intellectual property practitioners must be well versed in these procedures to manage registrations and advise clients effectively. The lessons learned from navigating this process underscore the importance of diligence and attention to detail in securing legal protection for creative works. This article aims to inspire and guide IP professionals, highlighting the complexities and rewards of safeguarding intellectual property.
Page 37. Advertisement. Northons Media PR and Marketing Ltd. Specialists in intellectual property publishing, media, PR, and marketing. Professional services for the IP industry. Publishing. Social media management. Brand awareness and lead generation. Event planning and management. Website development and maintenance. Contact us today for free consultation. info@northonsprmarketing.com. Telephone +44 0203 813 0457. www.northonsprmarketing.com.
Page 38. Advertisement. EAPO. Eurasian Patent Office. Patent application. Language. Set of fees. Examination. Patent attorney. Inventions. Industrial design. Eurasian patents, 8 states. International Searching Authority. International Preliminary Authority. Eurasian Patent Office. www.eapo.org. info@eapo.org.
Page 39. Article. Disclaimer. Images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. The Unitary Eurasian Trademark, Advantages of Creating a New Registration System. Written by Dr. Grigory Ivliev, President of the Eurasian Patent Office, EAPO, and Ms. Olga Tereshenko, Vice-Rector at the Russian State Academy of IP. The introduction of brands to the market and the evolution of well-known brands are systemic, so trademark registration becomes more relevant for entrepreneurs. Filing applications with several patent offices under national procedures is no longer relevant. Different national regulations and procedures imply a customized approach to the application, its translation into national languages, and payment of several fees. In some cases, hiring a representative or a patent attorney accredited in a particular state is necessary. The international trademark registration system also has some impediments, although it has several advantages related to the simplification of the formal procedure. An applicant has to study the registration terms in a particular state. National offices independently carry out a substantive examination of the trademark's protectability. Applicants can use the Madrid system only if they have filed or registered the same mark in the office of origin. For example, this requirement may be an obstacle for applicants when a company enters foreign markets under a different brand. The more flexible regional systems are advantageous for applicants, as they allow for joint market access regardless of national registrations and activities in a particular country. At the same time, the regional system incorporates all the advantages of the international system: a significant reduction of cost, speed up the procedure, and protection in several countries. The European regional system is one of the oldest and most effective ones. Until the early 1990s, manufacturers in the EU registered trademarks in each national system. It negatively influenced trade within the community. A supranational system, the European Community Trademark, was introduced apart from the existing national systems, which allowed for unified trademark protection on the territory of all EU member states. This progressive mechanism significantly reduced the burden on businesses in terms of brand portfolio management and provided access to the markets of the countries in the region. Harmonization of fragmented trademark examination systems and the convergence of national legislations are additional benefits of the regional system for trademark protection. The EAEU trademark registration system was established in the Eurasian space in accordance with the Treaty on Trademarks, Service Marks and Appellations of Origin of the EAEU of February 3, 2020. This system is more similar to the international system than to the unified regional system described above, with its separate examination within certain offices. While the creation and ratification of the Treaty of the EAEU are certainly important steps, they may be only a step to the formation of a more sustainable and efficient trademark registration system. This system should involve more countries with a centralized administrative body. The Eurasian Patent Office, which has already successfully implemented unified procedures for inventions and designs, can administer regional trademark protection systems. Creating a trademark registration system to offset other systems' disadvantages is reasonable. The procedure of obtaining legal protection for trademarks by filing a unitary Eurasian application with a regional office in one language, Russian, and paying one set of fees in one currency is more attractive for applicants, even for those who previously did not consider registration in a particular territory due to administrative impediments. This system can be implemented through the creation of a unitary Eurasian trademark, hereinafter Eurasian trademark, within the Eurasian patent system, which is governed by the provisions of the Eurasian Patent Convention, EAPC. The systems of granting legal protection to trademarks in the EAPC member states have the same legal roots and many things in common. At the same time, they differ in some specific requirements related to the protectability of the designations applied for registration, the terms and essence of certain administrative procedures, and the amount of fees. That is why obtaining legal protection for trademarks in the Eurasian region can be an expensive and complicated process for an applicant. Trademark statistics in the EAPC member states show a stable increase in the number of applications received annually, and also the registered trademarks in Kazakhstan and Russia, approximately the same level of applications and registered trademarks in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan, or a slight decrease in applicant activity in Belarus and Tajikistan. At the same time, the country's latent potentialities are great due to their political geography, the total number of consumers, and the market development for their own technologies, goods, and services. The examination procedure for Eurasian trademark applications may imply unified approaches and a common examination space that will include examiners from all states parties. This, in turn, will attract new applicants who do not consider the jurisdictions of certain states because of concerns about the simplicity of the procedure or a lack of knowledge about the national requirements. The unified nature of the Eurasian trademark implies the creation of an additional window, an attractive market entry point for all states.
Page 41. Advertisement. IP Nexum. The intellectual property industry referral, profile and business network. Keyword search, profile analytics, community posts, direct chat access, digital networking, search by category, review and reviews, work and past experience, vetted professional profiles, multi-business management, practitioner search and references, plus much more. Register for a free premium access profile account using coupon code IPNexumVIP1. www.ipnexum.com. The global IP community at your fingertips.
Page 43. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Absence of presence does not impede protection. Written by Vladimir Biryulin, partner at Gorodisky and Partners, Russia. A new trace of practice has been noticeable on the horizon. Salataco Ltd., a Russian company, filed a trademark application number 2022715392 for Sormek. Sormek is the name of an Italian company that manufactures equipment for maritime ships. This co-occurrence is hardly coincidental because the Russian company manufactures the same maritime equipment, https://Salataco. RU, and prefers to register the name of an Italian company as a trademark instead of its own. The Patent Office rejected the application with the rationale that it was rather unusual for its practice. The Italian company does not have a trademark registration in Russia reproducing its name. The reason for the rejection was that the Italian company manufactures and sells equipment under its company name. The Patent Office believes that products manufactured by the Italian company are known to Russian consumers because sources show that there are proposals to sell the Sormek equipment in Russia. So, awareness of the consumers about Sormek products may elicit the impression that the relevant trademark, if registered, may mean that its owner is somehow associated with the Italian company or with a person connected with it. Even more, using the disputable designation may be recognized as an act of unfair competition and abuse of rights because Russian consumers are too familiar with the designation Sormek. This last is a hint to the applicant that if he uses the designation without registration, all the same he will be under threat of being brought to trial because of unfair competition. Under these circumstances, the Patent Office concluded that the disputable designation may be confusing for consumers regarding the goods in classes 9 and 12. Expectably, the applicant appealed the decision and argued that the Italian company does not carry on any business activities, sell its goods under its name, or have a representative office in Russia. According to the applicant, the Italian company does business in Italy only and is not known to Russian consumers. Besides, foreign maritime equipment is forbidden for sale in Russia because of the current political situation. The applicant's appeal brought no result, and the applicant went to IP court. The court reviewed the details of the case and repeated in its judgment the conclusions of the Patent Office. It also recalled Article 1483(3)(1), according to which registration of a designation is not allowed if it may cause confusion in the eyes of the consumers. There is also Section 37 in the registration rules, providing that when the examiner evaluates a designation, he should consider whether the designation is capable of confusing consumers concerning the goods or their manufacturer. The court also put forward an interesting interpretation of what confusion may be. 1. Confusion takes place if a specific designation is used in Russia and that designation is known to the Russian consumer, and 2. If a specific designation is not used in Russia, it should be used on the territory of other countries in such a way that it should be known to the Russian consumer. The court examined information on the Internet and agreed with the Patent Office's conclusions that the Italian company's business activities are confirmed. It found a link in Russian, which leads to the site of the Italian company www.sormek.net. The goods manufactured by Sormek are highly specialized, and its equipment is not mass-produced. Therefore, information on the equipment manufactured by Sormek is targeted at consumers of relevant goods. This means that any person interested in shipbuilding may glean the information he needs and buy Sormek's products. The IP Court also relied on a judgment of the Supreme Court, Case No. 3001818507, which confirmed that confusion in Russian consumers' eyes may occur even if a company does not conduct its business in Russia. However, in this case, the designation should be known to consumers. The result of the examination was that the IP Court dismissed the applicant's appeal and confirmed the Patent Office's decision. It is interesting to note that the Patent Office's decision and the IP Court's judgment, date, October 10, 2023, Case No. 684/2023, were issued without the involvement of the Italian company, which may become familiar with the protection of its rights only from this article. Quite recently, April 9, 2024, the IP Court handed down a judgment on a different case, No. 799/2023. The details of the case are different from the case described above, but they also demonstrate a fresh approach of the IP Court towards the use, or non-use, of a trademark. An individual entrepreneur initiated a court action against IMC Toys, Sociedad Anónima, Spain. The entrepreneur sought to cancel trademark number 727417, which is registered in Class 28. Class 28 includes a vast variety of toys and related articles. The entrepreneur wanted to cancel the trademark in relation to goods similar to toys from Class 28. He said the trademark was not used for similar goods for 3 years. He attacked the Spanish company because it had taken legal steps against him for his unlawful use of the trademark in his business. The court referred to Decree No. 10 of the Supreme Court of April 2019, Section 166, according to which, in case of examination of the circumstances of non-use of a trademark, if a trademark is used for individualization of particular goods and if that trademark is famous in relation to those goods, registration of the trademark shall be maintained. The Spanish company provided evidence of the use of some of the goods from the long list of goods in Class 28. The court recognized that the trademark was actively used for those goods and is famous for them. Given that the trademark was famous for part of the goods, the court ruled that legal protection of the trademark should also cover similar goods in Class 28. From the above cases, it may be inferred that courts are quite flexible in examining circumstances of non-use. However, the above should not be understood as implying that there is no need to register trademarks in Russia because particular circumstances may be different. The fact per se clearly shows that the government bodies dealing with IP do not take into account extraneous circumstances but are focused exclusively on the merits of relevant subject matters. Page 43. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Anguilla Jurisdictional Update and the Impact of AI on the IP Practice. Written by Keisha Fleming Lake, Managing Partner at Severi Monsuarez, Anguilla. Intellectual Property Protection in Anguilla. The Caribbean region consists of a suite of legislation and regulations that provide protection for intellectual property, IP, rights, each unique and applicable to each jurisdiction in the region. While the region does not have the most modern IP systems, some jurisdictions have recently implemented new legislation that has resulted in changes that modernize their IP legislative framework. This article focuses on Anguilla and the IP legislative framework and IP practice. The IP practice continues to put the burden on brand owners to follow strict requirements in order to protect their intellectual property. Below, I briefly describe the following in the context of Anguilla: the IP legislative framework, anti-counterfeit and enforcement measures, the impact of AI and the necessary balance between data protection and IP protection. Anguilla IP legislative framework. The areas of intellectual property that appear to be most in demand in the Caribbean region are patent protection and trademark protection. While most, if not all, jurisdictions have trademark legislation in place, not all jurisdictions in the region have patent legislation in place. IP protection in Anguilla is based on laws and regulations designed to protect the rights of all creators and inventors. The legislative framework consists of Trademarks Act, RSA, CT30, Patents Act, RSA, CP15, Copyright Act, ROSA, CC120, and Industrial Designs Act, ROSA, CI11, Geographical Indications Act, ROSA, CG4. These laws combined provide a comprehensive framework for the protection and enforcement of IP rights in Anguilla, including remedies for IP infringement. Under the existing laws, once a trademark is registered, the trademark owner can take legal action against any unauthorized use of the trademark in Anguilla. Similarly, patents can be registered by extension of a UK patent registration, providing protection from infringement for inventions and innovations for a set period. The Copyright Act provides copyright owners a range of exclusive rights, including the right to reproduce, distribute, and publicly perform their works. Designs can also be registered at the Intellectual Property Office, providing protection for the appearance of a product, such as a shape or color scheme. Movement to strengthening the legislative framework. Recently, there has been a trend of new legislation in the region whereby the jurisdictions are improving the legislative framework and IP regimes to be more in line with the larger modern countries. The authorities in Anguilla have clearly indicated that there are discussions and plans to update the existing IP protection laws. It is clear that Anguilla will not be left behind in the movement to improve and strengthen the legislative framework. To ensure that IP holders consider Anguilla as one with a strong, efficient, and effective IP system, Anguilla's legislative body must consider IP law reform that is effective. IP holders must see, through the existence of strong modern legislation, that there is a benefit to utilizing the IP systems and recognize the importance and benefits of protecting their IP in Anguilla. As Anguilla's legislators consider updating the existing IP legislation, certain changes that would strengthen the IP regime should be considered. Online filing, anti-counterfeit measures, customs registration, expedited processing of trademark applications, online clearance searches, and efficient documentary requirements should all be considered, among other things. An examination of and a comparison with the recent modernized legislation across the region should be part of the reform process. Certainly, the changes should make the IP practice more efficient. Anguilla remains a British-dependent territory. IP holders can benefit from the extension of IP rights from the United Kingdom IP Office. IP holders who wish to file directly look to the legislative bodies anxiously for consideration of reforming the local legislation. With the current trend, discussions are being had on this topic, and it remains one of the areas of law that will soon be taken into consideration for reformation. Approach towards anti-counterfeit. The approach taken in Anguilla by the Commercial Registry and the Anguilla Customs Department is similar to what is taken in other smaller Caribbean jurisdictions. Anguilla is the most northerly of the Leeward Islands, about 200 miles east of Puerto Rico and about 10 miles north of St. Martin. This makes for easy access for shipments of cargo to arrive in Anguilla from anywhere in the world via St. Martin and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Also, Anguilla receives cargo via other major shipping ports in the region, where the larger imports are broken down into smaller packages and shipped to Anguilla. There is no major manufacturing in Anguilla, therefore, all of the goods used and/or consumed in this jurisdiction are imported from overseas. Anguilla's location is strategic for access to major importation, making it easy to ship and import goods that are authentic and counterfeit. The commercial registry in Anguilla, recognizing how the residents rely heavily on imported goods, has taken affirmative action to help stem the tide of counterfeit goods entering Anguilla. If anti-counterfeit measures are necessary, the registrar will work with the Anguilla customs agents to help with identifying genuine goods. Trademark registration, therefore, is an important and necessary step for brand owners to take in order to assist with identifying genuine goods. The burden rests on the manufacturer and brand owners to aid in the process of identifying genuine goods over counterfeit goods. The registrar is willing to receive, in confidence, any unique method for identifying a genuine product. For instance, a genuine product may include an indiscriminate marking on the corner of product housing. Another example would be a label with unique indicia that is periodically changed, using coding to identify a genuine product. Any marking or identification can be provided to the registrar, who will then work with the Anguilla Customs Department to confirm trademark registration and ensure that the goods are genuine. Counterfeit goods exist in virtually every area, including food. The impact of AI on Anguilla's IP regime. AI, or artificial intelligence, is being used in almost every industry around the world, including healthcare, manufacturing, finance, and transportation. For the general public, AI's rapidly advancing development in self-driving vehicles on public roads is probably its most commonly thought of application. It is predicted that many industries will be revolutionized through the automation of certain duties and tasks in an effort to increase efficiency and production. When we think about AI in the context of IP law or IP legal practice, it is usually in the context of the efficient use of AI as part of the practice or how AI impacts the protection of IP. For Anguilla, AI has a different context due to the fact that ARI is Anguilla's Internet Domain Identifier. The ARI Internet Domain extension is unique to Anguilla, and websites wishing to use the ARI domain extension must obtain the domain name from Anguilla's governing Internet Authority. The increasing use of AI has resulted in significant revenue generation for Anguilla and provides an opportunity for the expansion of the IP market in Anguilla. While this use of ARI is unrelated to the geographical location of Anguilla, it has become a hub for technology and innovation in recent years. Startups and tech companies have been using ARI as part of their domain name. The increase in the use of ARI as part of an organization's web address brings a linked increase in the need for IP protection on this island for these businesses. This popularity creates a need for brand owners to ensure that their brand is adequately protected in Anguilla, and technological developments should go so far as to include ARI as part of its name and protect the IP within this jurisdiction. The ARI top-level domain, TLD, is under the control of and managed by an Anguillian authority that registers and administers domain names under the ARI TLD in accordance with its established policies and guidelines for the use of the ARI domain. While the ARI TLD is not limited to companies and organizations based in Anguilla and can be applied by all and sundry, it is associated with the island territory and can help promote Anguilla as a hub for innovation and technology. The ARI domain could play a significant role in the future of intellectual property, IP, protection in Anguilla. In a time when AI is synonymous with innovation, technology, and creativity, Anguilla's IP industry stands to benefit from new companies that may seek to protect IP in the region. As a top-level domain specific to Anguilla, it could be used by brand owners and developers to establish an online presence for businesses and individuals operating within the ARI domain. One potential application of the ARI domain for IP protection could be through the use of trademark and copyright protection. Legislative balance of data protection and IP protection. Intellectual property refers to creative works and inventions that are protected by law. The law protects against the unauthorized use of IP. On the other hand, data protection refers to the protection of data gathered and in the possession of a particular organization. The laws govern how customer data is not shared in a way that detriments the customer. In the increasing digital age, data protection and IP protection overlap, requiring a balance between the protection of data and the protection of intellectual property. In Anguilla, there is no general data protection law. Data protection is governed by Part 8 of the Electronic Transactions Act RSA. C. Re 38, which comprises the following two sections: A. Section 31 deals with data protection, and B. Section 32 deals with pseudonyms. Although Anguilla has yet to enact a comprehensive data protection law, data protection in Anguilla is governed by the Electronic Transactions Act RSA. CE 38. This act includes data protection provisions and outlines common remedies for privacy protection. Furthermore, the Act establishes a framework for the governance of electronic commerce, including but not limited to electronic records, electronic signatures, information security providers, information processing systems, and data protection. The balance between data protection and intellectual property protection is important. Data protection and IP protection have become very important issues in recent years. With the increasing use of AI, these two areas require increased protection via strong laws and regulations. The balance must ensure that data is properly protected and equally rewarded so creators and inventors of works can be sufficiently rewarded for their efforts. The public plays a significant role and needs to have access to certain information. Conclusion. Anguilla remains an important region for brand owners and inventors to protect their intellectual property. Understanding the requirements, legislation, and IP regime is important. Many factors come into play to establish a system where brand owners can protect their IP and enforce their rights. Despite having a strong suite of laws currently in place, there is room for improvement, and there are clear signs that the authorities are considering new and improved legislation. Page 49. Segment page. Guardians of Innovation. Leading expertise in intellectual property law. Sponsored by Romo and Becerril IP Atelier, SC. Leading expertise in intellectual property law is designed to spotlight top intellectual property, IP, law firms and their distinguished partners. In an era where innovation drives business success and competitive advantage, an IP law firm's role is crucial in safeguarding the creations of inventors, companies, and artists. This segment will profile these leading firms, offering an in-depth look at their expertise in protecting patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets. The feature will explore the firm's histories, notable cases, and unique approaches to IP law, highlighting how they support innovation across various industries. In addition to firm profiles, the segment will include personal spotlights on key partners within these firms, showcasing their contributions to the field, their thought leadership, and their influence on the evolving landscape of IP law. Page 50. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Getting Both: Traditional Experience with a Disruptive Vision. Written by Vioni Romo de Vivo Gutierrez, Managing Partner, and Fernando Becerril, Senior Partner at Romo and Becerril IP Atelier, SC, Mexico. Historically, Mexico has resulted from a cultural fusion of different ways of thinking and has been an eminently functional society. It is a country with a dual vision. On the one hand, a society and a country that is deeply traditionalist, attached to its historical roots and that values predominantly everything that we have assimilated during the various stages of our history, and on the other hand, a country that is passionate about development, that participates in a relevant way in international activities, and that has a leading spirit that has led it to assume positions of high responsibility in organizations at a global level. Intellectual property is not exempt from these two visions, which Mexico has merged and are clearly reflected in its actions. For many years, in this deep traditionalist vision, Mexico has maintained a protectionist policy towards its own industry, with the intention of favoring the then fledgling national industries, and thus, managed to develop a strong industry of its own during the first decades of the last century. Towards the end of the last century, Mexico understood that redefining its industrial and intellectual property protection policy was essential to developing and having a strong position in the international arena. Thus, it continued supporting the national industry, which was no longer in the emerging stage, but defined strategies to continue supporting it. At the same time, promoting a market economy in which both national and international industries would have the opportunity to grow, innovate, and develop an infrastructure that would generate benefits for the people of the country. As part of this global and evolved vision, Mexico has adapted its public policies in many areas, and one of them that has undoubtedly promoted the country's development has been intellectual property. In the last decade of the previous century, our country made the necessary changes to its legislation in this area to bring the level of protection in line with that of the United States and Canada, and thus to be on an equal footing with our regional trading partners, in preparation for the signing of the Free Trade Agreement between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Since that first major step in 1991, the enactment of the law for the promotion and protection of industrial property, many others have followed, harmonizing our legislation with the most advanced legislation in the world. Also, as expected more than 30 years ago, after the signing of the North American Free Trade Agreement in 1994, Mexico experienced a boom that allowed it to advance its own industry and become a country with relevant participation in several industrial sectors at the global level. Its geographical location, natural resources, competitive workforce, trade policies, and appropriate legislation have given it a significant international presence in several key sectors. Mexico is a leader in the production of silver and some other metals, as well as in the industrial sector, with products such as avocados, corn, berries, coffee, and tomatoes, among many others. From an industrial point of view, however, it has become a very important role in the global automotive industry and has also developed high-tech industries such as aerospace, electronics and information technology, and medical devices, among others. On the other hand, in the creative sector, Mexico has been the cradle of great thinkers, painters, writers, musicians, and artists in general, who have positioned us as one of the most culturally rich countries in the world. In fact, Mexico is an obliged stop for all sorts of artists who want to enter the Latin American market. It goes without saying that the entertainment industry has also made great strides in recent years, as evidenced by the large number of Mexican television productions broadcasted in many countries worldwide. These productions have reached millions of people, have been translated into several languages, and have allowed the modern Mexican creative industry to become one of the best known in the world. The development and evolution of the various sectors, the growing participation of the so-called intensive industries in our country, and Mexico's increasing openness to the international economy require that the service providers that allow all these innovators and creators to protect their assets also evolve in line with the development of the industries themselves. Today, Mexico has a wide variety of service providers offering a wide range of legal and business services to help domestic and foreign companies and individuals protect their intellectual property rights most effectively in our country. The market for legal services has grown significantly in recent years, and the market for IP services has particularly seen some interesting developments. 100 years ago, you could count the number of intellectual property firms on the one hand. Now, we have general practice firms opening their IP areas, IP boutiques growing their services, and so on. It was in this environment of change and adaptation that Vioni Romo de Vivo decided to set up her own firm 9 years ago, being one of the first 2 Mexican women to become independent from traditional firms, with the clear conviction that she wanted to create a service that was different from what was available in the market at the time. A specialist in trademarks with plus 26 years of practice, a lover of teaching, an enthusiastic international student, a tireless traveler and, above all, a passionate intellectual property lawyer. She is widely recognized by national and international clients for her ability and creativity in managing large trademark portfolios. With this enthusiasm to offer different alternatives to its clients, Romo de Vivo VIP Services began its activities in 2015. These first 9 years have been a real journey of personal and professional growth for Vioni. Having Eugenio Ruiz join her almost from the beginning and consolidating their trademark and litigation practice has allowed her to represent major international clients in Mexico and Latin America and Mexican clients in other jurisdictions. This was followed by establishing exceptional relationships with a large number of attorneys and patent agents around the world, where Agustina, a biopharmaceutical chemist, played a substantial role in their patent practice. All of this is based on three fundamental premises: close contact with the client, immediate response, and flexibility in service. These three concepts, which at first sight seem more than obvious, are not easy to put into practice, and Vioni, together with her group of partners and lawyers, has been able to masterfully balance all the necessary factors so that each of the services she provides is fully tailored to the specific needs of the client. The year 2023 was a turning point for the firm, giving it a boost and expanding the business opportunities it can offer its clients. With an existing patent practice, Fernando Becerril joined the firm 1 year ago. A mechanical and electrical engineer with plus 33 years of experience in the field and in relations with clients, officials, and players in the national and international environment, Vioni invited him to join the project she had started several years ago and contribute his vast knowledge to the development of the company. Fernando and Vioni had already worked together pro bono years back as president and vice president of the Mexican IP Association, AIPPI, and they shared their vision for what a real alternative IP service should be like. With this shared vision of a company specializing in this field, with a vocation for customer service and offering personalized services, they decided to combine their strengths and enhance the company's qualities to become a real alternative to the existing options on the market. This is how Romo and Becerril IP Atelier, SC, came into being, a firm represented by its two main partners, Vioni Romo de Vivo and Fernando Becerril, which aims to be disruptive in the environment, with a fresh, flexible and empathetic vision, backed by years of experience, teamwork, knowledge of the environment and a deep understanding of intellectual property in Mexico and Latin America. A real alternative in the industry, offering tailor-made solutions and added value, is what the firm represents today. A firm that has been able to tailor itself to the requirements that Mexico needs. A firm that, like the country, has evolved to become an active participant in the international arena. A firm that offers value beyond your expectations. Page 52. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Geographical indication applications finally off the mark in St. Lucia. Written by Natalie E. Glitzenhan Augustine, legal practitioner at Glitz Law, St. Lucia. At INTA in Atlanta in May this year, booth number 555 registered to Glitz Law and their regional colleagues under the name the Eastern Caribbean Law Collective became known not just for providing valuable insight into the IP products and services offered in St. Lucia and Grenada. The exhibit booth was also a hit for the delightfully fermented and distilled St. Lucia rum in a miniature bottle, generously gifted to delegates who visited the booth along with some other delightful and enticing swag. All flavors and ages of Chairman's Reserve and Bounty rum, from spiced to white to lime and golden original, were proudly given to attendees as a token of taste. Some people sneaked an immediate swig, and others returned to the booth the following day to applaud the flavor and effect. It is always our pleasure to promote our beautiful island, and many questions were posed to us on the spot about the rums and their origin, and some even asked about base ingredients. So we were uber excited to flip open volume 194 issue 32 of the St. Lucia Government Gazette last week and see in it a 16-page spread giving notice of St. Lucia's first filing of an application under the Geographical Indication Act and Regulations, Cap 13.14 of the revised laws of St. Lucia, which piece of legislation has languished unutilized on the law books since May 2000. On the 18th of April 2024, St. Lucia Distillers Limited filed an application through its agent, Michel Anthony Desi of Athena Law and given file No. GI 2024-001 with the geographical indication of St. Lucia rum. This was the first such application in 24 years since the Act was passed and enacted, so I was intrigued to know the why, a bit of the how, and whether the applicants faced any challenges along the way. With the pressing copy deadline for my article for this publication looming, I had the idea of sitting with those who made the application happen, taking me through the process, and then sharing what I gleaned with the readers. In her usual accommodating way, one quick call to Michelle provided immediate support for the idea. In time, I was chatting with Mrs. Margaret Monplaisy, CEO of the applicant, St. Lucia Distillers Ltd., who was happy to answer the growing questions milling about my mind and graciously agreed that I could reproduce her responses herein. NGA, with St. Lucia Distillers being in the rum-making business since 1972, what was the driving factor behind St. Lucia Distillers deciding to make this application now? Our company first became aware of geographical indications, GI, through training provided by the government, which informed us of the new legislation. However, it wasn't until our international sales team made a specific request that we seriously considered registering the GI for St. Lucia rum. We quickly recognized that securing a registered GI would allow us to differentiate our product, enhance our brand's value, and reassure customers of our commitment to quality. We are fortunate to produce rum in St. Lucia, where the ideal climate for aging, coupled with abundant rainfall, enables us to blend our rum with pure harvested rainwater. The GI designation also plays a crucial role in protecting St. Lucia rum, ensuring that only rums distilled, aged, and blended in St. Lucia, using local water, can rightfully bear the name. These factors are vital to our marketing strategy, underscoring the unique qualities that set our rum apart in the global market. No. How long was the process, and did you face any major challenges? The development of specifications for St. Lucia rum GI was a complex process that spanned 2.5 years. Initially, the task seemed overwhelming, but with the expert guidance of our consultants, we were able to break down the specifications into manageable sections. This systematic approach made the process less daunting and allowed us to maintain our focus. A significant challenge arose due to a need for more historical information, particularly concerning the history of rum making in St. Lucia. The loss of all our historical records in a 2007 fire in our production plant exacerbated this issue. To address this, we enlisted the services of a historian to gather the necessary data. Other hurdles included reaching a consensus on the level of detail required in the GI specification and securing third-party verification. The expertise of a lawyer provided through the CARIFORUM states-focused AIPPI project was invaluable in this regard. Additionally, collaboration with the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards was essential. Throughout the process, the specifications underwent multiple revisions as new information surfaced. NGA, given that this was the first such application under the Act and considering the extent of the details required to be submitted, was the Registry of Intellectual Property receptive to and prepared for the process? We are pleased with the progress made so far, as the GI application has been published for the public to review and raise objections. To date, everyone we have worked with, including the Registry of Intellectual Property, has been very cooperative and has done their best to facilitate the GI application. We are all excited to have the first GI for St. Lucia approved. NGA, what, if any, benefit does this milestone application, in your estimation, have for your company? For St. Lucian manufacturers? For the country as a whole? Once registered in the European Union, this GI will significantly enhance the image and profile of St. Lucian rums in the international market, likely leading to increased sales. It will position us as a serious rum producer, recognized for crafting rums to the highest standards. This development bodes well for St. Lucia as a tourism destination and for other manufacturers. Achieving the first GI registration for St. Lucia sets a precedent, paving the way for other producers to seek GI status for their products, as they will now have a clear path to follow. Following my interview with Margaret, I was certainly excited for distillers and their novel journey. I wanted to immediately run through our in-house portfolio, be it IP or company commercial clients, to see which other local manufacturers can be persuaded to follow in distillers' footsteps and likewise consider utilizing the now tested GI legislation. What a pivotal role such registrations will play in enhancing the St. Lucian economy by promoting local products in the EU and wider markets and upholding consumer confidence in the same. I can't wait to see the GI tag on the rum bottles we are already planning to bring to INTA in 2025. Page 55. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. The impact of recent legislative changes on IP law in Italy. Written by Gioda Modafari, lawyer Modafari Fortunata Gioda, legal counsel and member of supervisory body at Ltda Italia, Italy. Since the 19th century, the expression industrial property has referred to the sum of rights related to distinctive signs and inventive activity, which are characterized by their absoluteness and exclusivity of these rights. To protect and develop IP, we can use, where possible, legal instruments that can be defined as private and which allow the exploitation of IP on the market, even if the number of private entities is limited and, therefore, not all can be protected. Outside the perimeter of the property, there is the regime of c.d. free competition, and it is within this perimeter that we can speak of intellectual property. Intellectual property is understood as a system consisting of a set of legal principles and rules aimed at the recognition of all exclusive rights on intellectual creations and also aimed at ensuring the legal protection of these kinds of creations. Intellectual and industrial property expression in Italy can be identified in three categories. Specifically, industrial property is understood as related to patents for inventions, trademarks, designs and models, industrial, geographical indications, new plant varieties, etc. The second category is represented by the intellectual property relating to copyright for the protection of works of intellectual and artistic nature, such as literary, poems, stories, musical, theatrical, television programs, films, software, databases, drawings and works, architectural, advertising and multimedia products, etc. The third category represents business strategies related to industrial and commercial secrets, the CD. Know-how. In comparison with the categories mentioned above, the Industrial Property Code, also known as CPI, refers to the protection of each of them and specifically states that the first category is fundamental, a constituent act that allows relative protection to be achieved. It is also noted that these tend to be rights with a limited duration. The second category, as regards the Italian law on IP, states that these are rights for which a special constitutive act is not necessary to obtain protection because protection arises by the simple creative act and has a duration extended to the author's lifetime and continues for the following 70 years. To follow, the legislator has provided that rights connected with the third category are protected by a definition of de facto. The rights that are subject of intellectual property, also known as IPR, acronym from the English intellectual property rights, regarding the content profile can be distinguished in personal and patrimonial and represent the right to be recognized as the author of the work or the originator of the technical solution or the mark, understood also as an inalienable personal right which is not transferable, the right to economic exploitation of the result of one's own creative activity, in which case the right is available and transferable. It is good to start with the Industrial Property Code mentioned above to make a normative excursus that ends with the impact of the current changes encountered in the IP field. It is, in fact, with the Legislative Decree February 10, 2005, N. 30 issued on a private basis and the development of competition, Art. 15, published in Gu. N. 52 of 4 March 2005, Supl. Ordin. 28 entered into force on March 19, 2005, that, for the first time, begins to discuss the Industrial Property Code and the protection granted to the rights resulting from it. It is a collection of regulations consisting of 246 articles governing both substantive and procedural law. It was precisely thanks to the CPI that an organic, systematic and structured discipline on the protection, defense and exploitation of intellectual property rights was introduced into the Italian system, reordering and combining more than 40 normative texts between different laws and measures. This is to make the protection of IP more effective and efficient, while encouraging the use of IP titles. To the Law N. 273 of 12 December 2002 measures to promote initiative. In the Italian national legal system, all distinctive signs are subject to certain fundamental legal principles that can be summarized in unitarity, Art. 22 CPI, priority, Art. 4 CPI, and exhaustion, Art. 5 CPI. Specifically, unitarity means a principle applicable to all the company's distinctive signs, not only the mark, to avoid parasitic exploitation of protected signs, the danger of confusion, and or coupling. Priority is the granting of a period during which the party is entitled to file the same application in other states, maintaining and claiming as the date of filing the first form. The time limits, in this case, will be 12 months for patents and utility models and 6 months for industrial designs and trademarks, and shall begin on the date of filing of the first application, bearing in mind that the day of filing is not included in the time limit. Consequently, exhaustion means the impossibility of holding the exclusive use rights granted to the holder of an IP right after the first legal act of placing the product on the market. Having clarified the legal bases governing IP in Italy, it is now appropriate to specify that over the years. However, this is a young law, and various amendments and additions have been made to it, although maintaining the foundations of which previously have provided a new key to reading the current situation and the value that the protection of IP rights covers in the merit also and especially of national economic growth. The last regulatory change came into force on August 23, 2023. This is the law of July 24, 2023, N. 102, amending the Industrial Property Code, published in the Official Gazette N. 184 of August 8, 2023. Specifically, this change introduced temporary protection of designs at fairs, the ownership of inventions made in universities and research institutions, and the possibility for university and high-level artistic training institutions to set up a technology transfer office within the available resources. These are introductions aimed at giving greater importance to the Italian product by experimenting with the protection of Made in Italy, which, from an export perspective, is committed to providing greater protection of IP rights related to creations and products of genius, which represent not only the personal protection of the creator but also national. Thus, in comparison with the temporary protection of designs at trade fairs, anyone interested can apply for temporary protection of designs appearing on an official or officially recognized exhibition held in the territory of the state or in the territory of a foreign state which agrees to reciprocal treatment. Protection is provided by decree of the Ministry of Enterprises and Made in Italy. It gives priority to the application for registration, provided that it is filed within 6 months of the date on which the designs or products incorporating them or to which they are applied were created. Concerning the novelty introduced regarding the ownership of inventions made in universities and research institutions, derogation from Article 64. When the industrial invention is made in the performance or fulfillment of a contract or employment relationship, even if for a fixed period, with a university, whether or not legally recognized by the state, a public research establishment or scientific care and shelter, IRCCS, and, under an agreement between the same entities, the rights arising from the invention shall be vested in the inventor's home structure, subject to the right of the inventor to be recognized as its author, within the terms laid down in this article. If more than one person achieves the invention, the rights arising from the invention belong to all the structures concerned in equal shares unless otherwise agreed. With regard to the introduction of technology transfer offices, the law stipulates that universities and institutions for advanced artistic, musical, and social training, public research bodies or IRSCCs may equip themselves with the resources available to existing legislation, including in an associative form within its autonomy, a technology transfer office with the function of promoting the exploitation of industrial property titles and through the promotion of partnerships with enterprises. The office staff referred to in this paragraph shall have the professional qualifications necessary to carry out the activities of promoting the industrial property of that office. To conclude, each of the changes described above became effective recently in the interest of satisfying the protection of the author-creator's IP rights. It is mainly based on the export of products, inventions, and national ideas which, supported by an undeniable spirit of patriotism, aim to push the institutions, the creators, and the authors to export their ideas in a perspective of operation not only national but supranational, while guaranteeing the subjects previously mentioned, effective and formal protection extended increasingly in greater areas. Page 58. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. An in-depth interview with Kristen Cooklin, Expert insights from Recordati's head IP counsel. Javiera Hudani, reporter at Northlands Media PR and Marketing Limited, sits down with Kristen Kuklin, head IP counsel, at Recordati, Switzerland, to gain insights into the transition from an external legal practice to an in-house role, highlighting the unique opportunities and responsibilities it entails. Background and experience. ZH. Kristen, can you start by sharing your journey to becoming the head IP counsel for Recordati? What pivotal moments in your career led you to this position? KC. I went to law school with the intention of becoming a patent attorney, but I thought more of it as being a patent prosecutor. I ended up having the opportunity for litigation and counseling experience and realized that IP practice is quite diverse. I was in external practice in US law firms for over a decade, focusing on pharmaceutical litigation, both innovator and generic clients. I loved it, but I realized that I was missing the commercial impact of litigation. I was interested in an in-house role to explore business partnerships and broader policy implications. In 2014, I had the opportunity to join Sandoz Novartis in-house in a global role, and I am very happy that I took that opportunity. It was a great experience, and I learned so much about global legal practice, advising internal clients, and working with external counsel. In 2018, I had the opportunity to join Zentiva during its divestment from Sanofi and transition into an independent pharmaceutical company. My role was to build the new Zentiva IP team and shape the IP policy and strategy internally. I was lucky to build an outstanding international team, and I am very proud of our work in transforming the IP strategy and supporting the business into a new phase of the company. Taking the role in Recordati was my next step in being mandated to build an in-house IP function and team. We are a diverse company with an amazing portfolio of life-saving products. Our rare diseases division is focused on innovative, life-saving medicines for orphan diseases, and our primary and specialty care division is focused on accessible medicines for patients on an RX and over-the-counter basis. Establishing the strategy for both divisions, optimizing our existing IP, and protecting new IP is my main long-term priority. In-house counsel role. ZH. As the head IP counsel for Recordati, what are your main responsibilities and daily challenges? How do they differ from your previous roles in patent litigation? KC. I am responsible for the global IP strategy and execution in all Recordati divisions worldwide. This is a new role at Recordati, so it is exciting and challenging. The biggest challenges are making IP visible and impactful and explaining the importance of complex IP issues to the business. Our trajectory and momentum are great, so I am sure we will get there quickly. Although my career in private practice was more focused on litigation, I have always had broad responsibilities in-house that included R&D, innovation, and brand creation and protection. All that said, I think litigation experience and knowledge are key in establishing IP offense and defense. This role gives me the opportunity to build the IP function and ensure that it supports all the relevant functions and needs of the business. Career development. ZH. You were recognized as a rising star in the Super Lawyers magazine in April 2014. How did this recognition impact your career, and what advice would you give to young attorneys aspiring to achieve similar accolades? KC. This was a great accolade and very much appreciated. My advice would be the same for any career development or advancement, noting replaces doing the work. It is how you learn and develop. Build a good network of colleagues and professionals. Be kind, support others, and surround yourself with similar positive people. Help colleagues that you see struggling personally or professionally. Bring energy to your work and have fun. Law is a challenging field. If you do not have some fun and challenges, you will not enjoy your job. Do not be afraid to speak up, even as a junior attorney. In-house versus law firm. ZH. Having experience as an in-house counsel and in a law firm, what are the key differences between the two roles? What advantages does working in-house offer compared to working at a law firm? KC. Both are key and important roles in defining and protecting innovation and IP rights. In-house roles tend to be more about liaising with and advising the business and internal stakeholders on the overall commercial impact of IP, the risks and benefits, and the mitigation of risk. Externally, You must really focus on the specific legal and technical issues and give clear guidance your clients can rely on. I really enjoyed both aspects of practice and think that working in private practice is a great starting point for transitioning later to an in-house role. What I enjoy about being in-house is the commercial aspect, working with many different functions within the organization, and the ability to develop and execute more creative strategies. In-house definitely gives a great opportunity to think outside the box. In-house counsel. ZH. As an in-house counsel, what key attributes do you prioritize when selecting a law firm to collaborate with? KC. Obviously, experience and results are needed, but counsel that will work with the client, be pragmatic, and not condescending is necessary. Listening to your client is very important. As in-house counsel, you may have goals or broader, global strategies that are not clear to the external counsel. External counsel should listen to this. Ultimately, if you are going to trial with a firm or counsel and you know you have to spend potentially months working very closely with them, you want to work with someone you like and trust. Communication, mutual respect, and the ability to have a laugh with them when things are tense go a long way. Advising young lawyers. ZH. What advice would you give young lawyers considering a transition from a law firm to an in-house counsel role? What skills and experiences are most valuable for making this move? Casey. They are both interesting roles. I really do love my job and always have. I appreciate the more global aspect of an in-house role, but also loved being very focused on a particular case or matter in external practice. Having external law firm experience and directly supporting advising clients is a great primer for an in-house role. In both roles, good communication, written and verbal, and the ability to distill very complex subjects into understandable points are key. Being fast and flexible in how you approach matters, having the global gold strategy focus and understanding the commercial impact are key in-house skills. Future trends in IP law. ZH. What trends do you foresee in the field of IP law, particularly in the pharmaceutical industry? How do you think these trends will shape the role of in-house counsel in the coming years? KC. There is more focus on antitrust and anti-competitive behaviors actions in pharma and the intersection of IP, so IP practitioners must keep this in mind when developing strategies and advising clients. There will also be more focus on electronic and computer science type innovations in the pharmaceutical field going forward, which we all need to be ready for in capturing and protecting. Finally, of course, exactly what impact AI will have in the field of drug development and protection of innovation is a developing field we are watching. Page 60. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. An overview of the Personal Data Protection Act of Sri Lanka. Written by Anomi Wanigasekara, partner, and Sabira Sharif, Senior Associate at Julius & Creasy, Sri Lanka. Introduction. The Personal Data Protection Act No. 09 of 2022, PDPA, is a piece of legislation which was introduced with the objective of regulating the processing of personal data, identify and strengthen the rights of data subjects in relation to the protection of personal data, and especially for the establishment of a data protection authority. Before its enactment, no one piece of legislation ensured the protection of data privacy. The preamble of the PDPA exquisitely outlines the reasons that drove the legislature to introduce the Act, and it is apparent that Sri Lanka is no exception in the rapid growth of information technology. As a result, the rise of the digital economy in Sri Lanka necessitated the protection of personal data rights of the data subjects to protect interoperability among personal data protection frameworks. The Act also aims to strengthen cross-border cooperation among personal data protection enforcement authorities to ensure consumer trust and privacy. The legislature intends for the PDPA to be operative in stages, giving time for necessary authorities to organize the required infrastructure to implement the provisions of the Act effectively. Applicability of the Act. The PDPA will apply where the processing of personal data takes place wholly or partly within Sri Lanka. This could be understood as its territorial application. The Act will also apply where the collecting and processing of personal data are carried out by a controller or processor who is domiciled or ordinarily resident in Sri Lanka, incorporated or established under any written law of Sri Lanka, offers goods or services to data subjects in Sri Lanka, including the offering of goods or services with specific targeting of data subjects in Sri Lanka, or specifically monitors the behavior of data subjects in Sri Lanka, including profiling with the intention of making decisions in relation to the behavior of such data subjects insofar as such behavior takes place in Sri Lanka. The application of the Act is exempted where any personal data is processed purely for personal, domestic or household purposes by an individual, and any data other than personal data. Processing of personal data under the PDPA. Processing of personal data is dealt with in Part 1 of the PDPA, and it is clear that the Act imposes certain obligations on the part of the controller. Accordingly, personal data is required to be processed in a lawful manner. Further, personal data should be processed for a specified, explicit and legitimate purpose, and this is to be ensured by every controller. The processing of data should be accurate and confined to the defined purpose. Most importantly, the controller is under an obligation to ensure the integrity and confidentiality of the personal data so processed. Rights of data subjects. Part 2 of the PDPA deals with the rights of data subjects, and the right to access, withdraw consent, rectification and erasure is ensured, and the controller is required to respond to any such written request within 21 working days. Personal data breach notifications and solicited messages to data subjects by controllers are other important provisions in the PDPA. Enforcement. Enforcement of the provisions of the Act is through the Data Protection Authority established by the Act, and the regulations are awaited. If a data subject is not satisfied with the decision of the controller with respect to a request made under sections 14 to 18, then a right of appeal lies with the authority. The authority's decision can be appealed to the Court of Appeal by either the data subject or controller, as the case may be. The authority also has the power to issue directives on controllers or processes pursuant to inquiry in relation to breach of provisions of PDPA. Failure to comply with such directive will result in statutory penalties, which shall not exceed a sum of Rs 10 million for each non-compliance. Therefore, it is up to the data subjects to utilize the PDPA to optimize the protection of their rights under the Act, and for the controllers to disseminate their obligations, promoting the objectives of the Act. Page 59. Conference Corner. 2024 Voices of the Associations. Luis Enriquez, President of AIPPI 2023 to 2025. Daniela Bopp and Elena Backhouse, Senior Conference Manager and Team Lead Sales at the IP Service World Conference. AIPPI, International Association for the Protection of Intellectual Property. This segment is dedicated to our esteemed IP event organizations and associations with whom we have established media partnerships across the globe. We are privileged to provide them with a platform to keep you, our valued audience, well informed about upcoming events and the latest trends in IP conferences throughout the year. By staying connected with us, you can ensure that you never miss out on any of these significant international events and enriching seminars. The Global IP Matrix. Official Conference Media Partners. For 2024 Conference Media Partnerships. Contact info@gipmatrix.com. Page 63. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. AIPPI. Join us in celebrating our 60 years of history. Written by Luis Enriquez, President of AIPPI 2023 to 2025. It is an honor for me to preside over the celebration of the Diamond Jubilee of the Inter-American Association of Intellectual Property, AIPPI. This 60th anniversary symbolizes the enduring strength of the ideals of our founders, who, at AIPPI's inaugural meeting in April 1964, expressed their intent to initiate a campaign of information within governments, industry, commerce, and the general public, highlighting the importance of industrial property for the rapid development of national economies. Today, the roadmap of the AIPPI Executive Committee for the 2023 to 2025 term reaffirms that commitment, emphasizing the need to strengthen the association's presence in every country across the Latin American region. It promotes public-private collaboration through support networks with related institutions and encourages active participation from members in relevant events and activities. This alignment demonstrates that we are a coherent, consistent, and harmonious association that has worked unitedly for decades to achieve ideals first outlined in January 1963 and later formalized in statutes in Acapulco and Mexico City in 1964. We have over 1,000 members across all continents, working as national delegates on committees, commissions, programs, or working groups dedicated to these tasks. Moreover, several special commissions are currently operating, including academic programs, AI Observatory, AIPPI Future, brainstorming, ethics, and country branding. These commissions anticipate future trends in intellectual property and develop strategies to ensure the association adapts to the future. Recently, we established working groups focused on topics such as the impact of geographical indications and designations of origin on the economy and social development, the importance of the patent system on the economic and social development of countries in the region, the study of the impact of piracy, counterfeiting, and adulteration of products on the LATAM economy, guaranteed traditional expressions, GTEs, the cannabis industry and its regulation in LATAM, brand restriction, and the role of universities in the development of IP. As a think tank, we produce dozens of research outputs published annually in books and journals, including our academic annual publication Derechos Intelectuales, now in its 29th edition, books on specific topics covered by each committee, and more accessible publications such as our magazine Mundo AIPPI and our newsletter AIPPI News, some of which are available in multiple languages. From an association that has reached the age of maturity, transparency, strength, and symbolism of the diamond, we want to express our gratitude to all our members and friends at the Global IP Matrix magazine for their interest and collaborative spirit. Thanks to everyone's efforts, our association has become a benchmark in intellectual property, promoting innovation, protecting creativity, and fostering economic and social development across the Americas. To celebrate this significant milestone, I invite you to register and attend the CSIV Work Sessions and Administrative Council in Panama City, which will take place from Sunday, December 1, 2024, to Wednesday, December 4, 2024. We will celebrate this anniversary in style, reflecting the strength and maturity we have achieved over the years, much like a diamond, a symbol of resilience and eternal beauty. We will gather in the beautiful city of Panama, whose name is believed to come from an indigenous word meaning abundance of fish, reflecting the region's natural wealth. Panama is a melting pot of cultures and an international trade hub thanks to its famous canal. It is also a place of stunning natural beauty, with white sandy beaches, lush jungles, and a vibrant urban life. As with all our events, we will enjoy a perfect blend of academic content, social events, and networking opportunities. Your presence will not only contribute to the success of the event but also allow you to strengthen professional relationships and expand your network in a stimulating and collaborative environment. Let us celebrate this memorable moment together in a city as fascinating as our history.
Page 66. Advertisement. SIPI Panama. 24th Work Sessions and Administrative Council. December 1st to 4th. Hilton Hotel. Registration is open. Early bird October 3rd. www.acippi.panama 2024.
Page 67. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. The 2024 AIPPI World Congress, From Changing the World of IP to Finding Your New Business Partner. The 2024 AIPPI World Congress, set to take place in the picturesque city of Hangzhou from 19 to 22 October, is a highly anticipated event in the global intellectual property (IP) community. Known for its comprehensive and forward-thinking approach to IP, the AIPPI, International Association for the Protection of Intellectual Property, World Congress attracts professionals from around the world, offering a platform for discussion, networking, and knowledge sharing on the latest developments in IP law. Program highlights. The Congress program is meticulously designed to address the most pressing issues in the IP landscape. This year's agenda includes a mix of plenary sessions, panel discussions, a Pharma Day, and a trial, each focusing on key topics such as patent law, trademark strategies, copyright developments, and the implications of emerging technologies like new design law and UPC. As tradition goes, AIPPI always ends its congresses with the Executive Committee 2, the final session before the closing dinner, where the AIPPI resolutions get voted on. Attendees can expect sessions led by leading IP experts, including legal practitioners, academics, and in-house practitioners, offering insights into the challenges and opportunities in different jurisdictions. The Congress will also feature case study presentations and interactive debates. This dynamic format ensures that participants not only gain knowledge but also engage in meaningful discussions that can influence future IP practices globally. In addition to the main sessions, the Congress will host interest group meetings and AIPPI cafes, providing a more focused environment for discussing specific areas within the IP sector. Cultural events and local experience. What sets the 2024 AIPPI World Congress apart is its unique blend of professional content and cultural immersion. Hangzhou, often referred to as the City of Heaven, is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, rich history, and vibrant culture. AIPPI has thoughtfully integrated cultural events into the program, offering attendees a chance to experience the essence of Hangzhou. One of the standout events is an evening show on the iconic West Lake, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This serene body of water, surrounded by pagodas, gardens, and mountains, has inspired poets and artists for centuries. The show will offer attendees a chance to unwind and network in a relaxed setting while enjoying traditional Chinese music performances on board. The China National Silk Museum is the location for an evening of elegance and inspiration at the Women in AIPPI event. To empower all women in the IP world, AIPPI dedicates a meeting to them during their World Congress. During the Young AIPPI event, the young members also get a special moment. A cruise down the Qiantang River will let you experience the beauty and tradition of Hangzhou. Marvel at the stunning southern Chinese architectural design with its curled eaves and white walls as you sip on a cocktail and take in the illuminated cityscape from a unique vantage point. The Congress ends in style with AIPPI's famous closing dinner, where guests will be treated to a culinary journey through Hangzhou's rich gastronomic heritage. The dinner will showcase local delicacies prepared by master chefs, accompanied by music and dance performances, offering a feast for both the eyes and the palate. Networking opportunities. Beyond the formal sessions and cultural experiences, the 2024 AIPPI World Congress places a strong emphasis on networking. Various social events are planned throughout the Congress, providing ample opportunities for delegates to connect with peers, establish new partnerships, and discuss collaborations. The mix of structured and informal networking settings ensures that participants can engage with others in ways that best suit their professional needs. Conclusion. The 2024 AIPPI World Congress in Hangzhou is more than just a conference, it's an immersive experience combining cutting-edge intellectual property discussions with the cultural richness of one of China's most beautiful cities. Whether you are an IP professional looking to expand your knowledge, a business leader seeking to protect your innovations, or simply someone interested in the intersection of law and culture, this Congress offers something for everyone. The event promises to leave a lasting impact not only on your professional expertise but also on your appreciation of Hangzhou's cultural heritage. For more details on the program and to register, visit the official Congress website. Page 69. Article. Disclaimer: images and references related to this article can only be seen in the print and digital versions of the magazine. Coffee with Daniela Bopp and Elena Backhaus of the IP Service World Conference. Elvin Hassan, editor of the Global IP Matrix magazine, sits with the key organizers of Europe's largest IP event. The IP Service World is Europe's largest convention and trade fair for the intellectual property (IP) sector. The 14th edition, taking place 25th and the 26th of November 2024 in Munich, offers a unique platform for networking, knowledge exchange, and showcasing the latest trends and technologies. With over 800 attendees, 60 international speakers, and over 75 exhibitors, IP Service World is growing every year and is a must-attend event for industry professionals. We spoke with Daniela Bopp and Elena Backhaus to learn more about what participants can expect this year. The IP Service World has become Europe's largest IP conference. What new topics and trends can participants look forward to this year? Daniela Bopp. This year, we are excited to highlight the transformative impact of generative AI and large language models on IP management. We have engaging keynotes and presentations on crucial issues such as patent quality, the Unified Patent Court, UPC, digitalization, sustainability, monetization, standard essential patents, SEP, and licensing. Additionally, we've introduced the Ultimate Tool Check, an interactive feature where providers in categories like search, drafting, and management deliver brief presentations followed by lively discussions. Attendees can ask their burning questions directly to the providers, blending structured learning with spontaneous interaction. Can you share some of the standout speakers that attendees should not miss? Daniela Bopp. We have a fantastic lineup, including Professor Dietmar Haarhoff from the Max Planck Institute for Innovation and Competition, Professor Kim Gerdes from Université Paris-Saclay, Andres Kupech, a judge at the Unified Patent Court, DR. Torsten Pfeiffer from Ericsson GmbH, DR. Benedikt Kruger, Head of IP at Varian and Technology Excellence at Siemens Healthineers, and Marcus Simon, Head of IP at Siemens Healthineers. These sessions promise to be insightful and thought-provoking. How important is participant interaction, and how is it facilitated during the event? Daniela Bopp. Interaction and networking are core elements of IP Service World. We offer numerous opportunities for attendees to connect, including intimate roundtable discussions and expert panels with intense Q&A sessions. Our event app allows networking in advance and helps attendees find the right people and content they are looking for at the event itself. What makes the IP Service World an essential event for exhibitors, and what opportunities do they have to engage with attendees? Elena Backhaus. The IP Service World offers exhibitors unparalleled opportunities to engage with industry professionals. They can showcase innovations, conduct live demonstrations at their booths, and participate in interactive roundtables or lecture panels for in-depth discussions. The Ultimate Tool Check attracts participants who are specifically interested in the areas of search, drafting, and IP management in general, ensuring meaningful interactions. Networking is further facilitated through breaks, and our meeting and relaxing area is hosted by LexisNexis, which features cozy lounge furniture and high tables for meetings. The Barista, hosted by Up2IP, is a popular spot for coffee specialities, offering a relaxed environment to continue discussions. How do the evening events enhance the overall experience of the IP Service World? Elena Backhaus. Our evening events extend networking opportunities in a more relaxed and informal setting. The first evening event on Sunday in the Trafalgar Square Hall sets a special tone with the joy of seeing the industry come together. The main evening reception is on Monday at Zum Augustina in Munich, a traditional Bavarian location which offers something for everyone with its various rooms. The main room, hosted by Cohose and Florac, ensures a lively atmosphere with a DJ and a photo booth, while other rooms offer quieter spaces for professional discussions. These events are well attended and highly valued by our participants. What feedback have you received from past exhibitors and attendees about the value of participating in IP Service World? Elena Backhaus. The feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. Participants appreciate the high quality of the sessions, the diverse range of exhibitors, the convenience of finding the most service providers in one place, and the excellent networking opportunities. Many exhibitors highlight the event as a key platform for generating leads and building brand awareness within the IP community. We are incredibly proud of participants who have been with us since the first event and haven't missed a single year. This loyalty is a strong indicator of the event's enduring value. Attendees often express their love for reconnecting with longtime colleagues and meeting new professionals in the field. They find the event a great opportunity to learn about the latest trends, products, and services in the intellectual property industry. The IP Service World continues to be the premier event for the intellectual property sector, offering a comprehensive program and unparalleled networking opportunities. Whether you are looking to stay abreast of industry trends, discover innovative tools, or connect with like-minded professionals, the IP Service World is an event not to be missed. Join us in Munich this November and be part of Europe's largest IP convention and trade fair.
Inside back cover advertisement. The Caribbean IP Annual 2025. Promoting IP excellence in the Caribbean. Making its debut in 2025, Northon's Media PR and Marketing Ltd is thrilled to announce the highly anticipated launch of our newest publication, the Caribbean IP Annual. Our goal with this publication is to continue promoting and highlighting the excellence in intellectual property within the Caribbean region. By providing valuable insights into the constantly evolving IP landscape of the 13 sovereign island nations, we hope to contribute to the growth and development of this vibrant industry. Stay connected with us for all the latest updates and a comprehensive understanding of the intellectual property sector in this dynamic region. Join our inaugural edition launching at INTA San Diego, California, USA 2025. If you happen to be an IP law firm, practitioner, or business owner, we would be delighted to receive your inquiry. Our new platform presents a unique opportunity for you to showcase your knowledge and engage with a captivated international audience seeking referrals, business collaborations, and valuable insights into IP matters within your specific jurisdiction. www.caribbeanipannual.com. Email cipannual@northonsprmarketing.com. Call +440 2038130457.
Outside back cover advertisement. Pat World. Paying more than you need for reliable patent intelligence? Pat World, the trusted choice for IP research services. Pat World is a leading provider of patent, design, and trademark research services for professionals worldwide. With over 18 years of experience and a team of highly trained and dynamic in-house researchers, we offer comprehensive and accurate results that you can trust. Our services. Whether you need patentability/novelty searches, freedom to operate, FTO/infringement analysis, invalidity/patent busting searches, or state-of-the-art and competitive intelligence research, we have got you covered. www.patworld.com. Email, mail@patworld.com. Phone, +440 1633816610.
You have been listening to issue 20 of the Global IP Matrix magazine. If you would like to be part of the industry's #1 IP publication to share your knowledge with the global IP community, then please reach out to us at telephone +44 0203 813 0457 or email us at info@gipmatrix.com. Visit our website www.gipmatrix.com. Thank you.